What up? What up? What is it?
What up?
Wednesday?
What up? What
Yeah,
up?
yeah, yeah,
It
yeah. What up,
is.
world? It's Wednesday. Yeah, it feels like it's a Friday. I don't even know what day it is anymore. Everybody's out for the holidays and people around the house that aren't normally around the house. So it feels like the weekend every day. What's going on with you? How you doing?
I'm gonna be honest with you, Mike. I had to take a self kind of care and preservation day.
Mm-hmm.
I called out to work today, Mike, because I woke up today and I knew I did not have it. Like I knew it when I got up.
Mm.
Because I mean, you know this, Mike, because we get up about the same time. We are early risers. Like I got up 2 hours later than I normally do, and that's my body letting me know that I got to chill.
Oh yeah.
So today I just literally and here's how tired I've been. It took me about, I think, another 15 minutes to get the strength just to hit the boss up and be like, yo, kid's done today.
Hey man.
And
Well,
so
we here.
just
We here.
just people take care of yourselves. Like I've gotten a little bit better sleep today, but tonight I'm crashing hard. I need to get some more. I need to get some
Definitely.
rest.
Got to take care of yourself in that way. Shout out to everybody in the room right now. Appreciate y'all rocking with us. I know we're coming to a close in this year, and Coop and I have been talking like offline. It's been a huge year for the show. I really want to just let people know how much we appreciate y'all rocking with us on YouTube, and even the people that's been rocking with us on Patreon. We did an early Patreon the other day, and we still had the same amount of people rocking with us, and it was fun. Like I feel like we've gotten to know people over this year's time, and it's just been a great year for hip hop. And I mean, the past 2 years have been really good years for hip hop, but this year specifically, I feel like we've really been a part of the ride. And when I say we, I mean you and I, along with the people, and just actually having a place where hip hop can tap in and really be um, just have a real hub where we can really discuss this stuff. And I really feel like we have something to do with the output this going out there, man. It's a wonderful thing to feel like that the people can collectively come together and kind of rally around artists and inspire artists to make certain levels of quality of music and get that feedback and get that energy direct.
I definitely feel like we've struck a chord with a lot of people, and we have, you and I have spent a great deal of time behind the scenes, um, talking, quite frankly, with disdain, the way the media controls the narrative and does not control the narrative properly. Some of our comeuppance this year speaks to how media can control a narrative properly, where it's actually beneficial for the artist, because that's really who it's supposed to be about anyway,
Yeah.
whomever that may be. And feel super blessed and fortunate to have gone on this ride this year. We've gotten some really, really dope projects this year, a few great projects. I'm just blessed and thankful to be here for the most part. And I just want us to keep rising and keep winning, and to thank everybody for their love and for their support, like I always do. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
what it do. Like
And
we
salute to
here.
y'all, man, because I mean, without y'all in here, man, we just talking to each other, and we've done that before too. But now it's a different element in the room. I know
Yeah,
Hit
it's
Boy.
different because we know that we're affecting the way people are moving about it, which means we are doing something right. I mean, I'm gonna tell you what. Like, what makes my day is when I just like randomly go in the comments now, because I don't go in with the fervor that I used to, quite frankly. And somebody's just like, y'all analysis and y'all breakdown. Like when people like talk about that part of it, that's what I take pride in and stock in the most. You know what I mean? You can really keep the rest of it. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's like, because for me, it's like I'm so in love with the music like that.
Yeah. And shout out to Hit
Still,
Boy. Hit Boy shouted us out on Instagram. We congratulated him on getting producer of the year from Hip Hop DX, and well deserved. And he was like, Mike D and Coop, real G's. Well, I appreciate that, and I think what
no,
I appreciate even more is the fact that you know they bring in the real hip. Now I want to say real hip hop. They're bringing quality music, and if any of this discourse that we have, is any level of inspiration to that, I mean, I'm just happy that we've been along for this whole ride with the people. And that station head that we did
Yeah,
debuting KD3, I mean, that was a moment. That's something that, I
yeah,
mean, I think that's revolutionary stuff where you got hundreds of
yeah.
people sitting here listening to an album for the first time all at the same time and being able to discuss it. I don't think there's been a time that we've been able to do that. And I think that we're trailblazing on some things here. And I'm looking forward to doing more of that and, you know, taking it to the next level, for lack of a better term. But it
Yeah,
all starts with the music. We need great music to be able to do that too.
that's what I was about to say. And like, and once again, shout out to Hit Boy, because Hit Boy is the first person. Like, we know that everybody's watching us on some sort of level, but he's the first person to actually say our name. And like, I'm forever grateful for that.
Yeah,
So
it's a real one, man. Like you said, it's
yeah,
a lot of people where you could tell that, you know, folks are watching, and that's cool and that's great. But to jump out there and and give a shout out, and some stuff like that sounds so small, but unfortunately in this industry, people don't do those things. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't have a
right.
problem with it. I've gotten used to it, but when somebody actually does that, then they deserve all the props and all the credit in the world.
Yeah, all that. And on to our
LV
show.
said Westside should throw an ad lib on A2HH. Yeah, we would love for Griselda to show. You know what I'm saying? Love, because we show them love too. You and I were just listening to Tana Talk 4. And
Which I
before
think
people
is
pegged
crazy. I
us,
think it's crazy. Don't you think that's crazy? We both pulled out Tana Talk 4 today independently of each other. That's like, it's like, okay, it was meant for us to discuss this out.
yeah. Because, I think the reason why I pulled it out, because It's Almost Dry has been in the discussions. And I know that It's Almost Dry is at the number 10 spot on our list, I believe. We're putting together the list today so it can be official. We can actually put it out on our, pages and on our sites and all that. But I'm sitting here thinking like, okay, well, did we miss the discussion between Tana Talk 4 and It's Almost Dry? Or is it Almost Dry just better than Tana Talk 4? Or is Tana Talk 4 better? So that's why I went back and listened to it just to check myself on that. But what I found was, I mean, because you know what I think it was too, not to get too wordy? We keep talking about Johnny P's Caddy like it's the only thing on there. And I was like, well, let me go and, listen to Tana Talk 4 again.
Right.
I think Tana Talk 4 could possibly be better than It's Almost Dry. What do y'all think in the chat? I think I might need to put a poll up there too. I could put a poll in the chat, but what do you think while I'm putting that poll up?
Put the poll up. I want to bring up, let me pull up both the albums track list, or if you want to pull up Almost Dry's track list.
Okay, I got you. Let's see. We multitasking here today, but yeah.
Because both have this, so It's Almost Dry is 12, right?
Let's see. Is it 12? Yeah, because it's 6 and
Yeah.
6, I believe.
Yeah, that whole 6
Yeah,
and
it's
6.
12. 6, 6, 6, 6.
Yeah. I know you like my style. Like how put it there.
Yo,
Wanna
man,
get
that
rich or
Patreon that we
bad?
did, for the people who don't know, and I think our Patreon link should be at the top of the chat, we did a Get Rich or Die Trying and It's Dark and Hell is Hot, Patreon. Song for song matchup. Y'all were kind of giving it to X to be the winner, but Get Rich or Die Trying is a tough album.
Not kinda. They just like handed it over and said 50 ain't talking about nothing. Next.
Well, 50, man, like his hook game, like you said, and all of that is special on that album. And the fact that he took
No.
on every single hook of that album, I don't want to say a real solo mission because he had people on there, but at the same time, it's like he carried every single song on there. He was never carried on that album. I will give him that.
I was a poet. Now I'm a rich. Yeah, he's nice on there. He's getting busy on every song, hook wise. Many men wish death upon me, but am I a dog and I can't see?
Yeah.
I'm trying to be what I'm destined to be, and niggas trying to take my life away.
Come on. And even when
I
you
put a
got
whole
gotta
lot
make it to
of
heaven,
fucking
going
with
through
me.
hell.
My back on the wall, now you gon' see. Better watch how you talk when you talk about me. Cause I'll come and take your life away. Many men. No, stop that, Mike. He's bananas on that album. For everything that I've ever said about him has nothing to do with that album. It's some of the best work I've ever heard.
I think people want to talk about that poll too, since we're talking about polls. I just put up
Let's talk
the
about these 12 songs on Tana Talk 4 and on It's
okay, and then we'll
Almost
talk
Dry.
about that poll that that happened.
Yeah, right.
Eh,
So look, Johnny P's Caddy or Brambleton?
Johnny P's caddy.
Back 2 times or Let the Smoker Shine the Coupe?
Huh. I'm gonna go let the smoker shine the coop on that.
Me too. Even
Okay.
though Stove's crazy on there.
Yeah.
Stove crazy on Back 2 times.
Right.
Um, Super Plug versus what's track 3?
Let's see. I'll pull it up.
Just so you know who you're dealing with. Is that track 3?
Nah, dreaming of the past.
Dreaming of the Past. That's Super
Super
Plug to
plug.
me.
Yeah, that's super plug.
Okay. Neck and Wrist versus Weekend in the Paris with Boldy.
I think that's
That's
neck and wrist.
Oh, that's Neck and Wrist easy. 10 More Crack Commandments. And what's track 5?
Just so you remember. I think that's 10 more crack commandments.
I think that's 10 More Crack Commandments. Tyson versus Ali and Diet Coke.
As much as I like Tyson versus Ali, Diet Coke.
It's Diet Coke. Okay, here's where it gets interesting. What's next record on here is Uncle Bun. I love me some Uncle Bun.
And then you got rock and roll over here. Uncle Bun.
It's Uncle Bun.
Yeah.
Uncle Bun and Landslide.
Yeah.
Throwaway's Revenge.
You got Call My Bluff.
That's Call My Bluff.
That's Call My Bluff.
Billy Joe.
Scrape It Off the Top. That's Billy Joe.
It's Billy Joe.
Yeah.
Guerrero.
Hear Me Clearly. I think that's Hear Me Clearly.
I think it's a wash.
You think that's a wash? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, what you got next?
Bust a Brick Nick, which is a personal favorite on here of mine. I think it might be the best Mike performance on here.
Open Air.
Ooh.
Yes.
I think that's Bust a Brick Nick, though.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
And then you got I Pray For You.
And Mr. Chow Hall. I think that's I Pray For You.
That's I Pray For You. What does that end up being? Do we keep a score on that?
I mean, I think that's still Push. If I'm not mistaken, you won. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a tie.
Okay, the people got It's Almost Dry by 55% in the poll right now. 36 Chambers with the super chat says, sorry, but Get Rich or Die Trying shouldn't have lost to It's Dark and Hell is Hot, in my opinion. DMX is a legend, and I can see how the content was maybe better, but respectfully, I don't hear people playing It's Dark and Hell is Hot like they do, like I hear them playing Get Rich or Die Trying. Well, shit, you know what? I wasn't planning on doing this. I should go through the songs. How about that? Isaac with the super chat says, happy holiday season, everybody. Happy holiday season to you as well, Isaac. Let me go to that real quick. Do you mind if I go to the actual polls and we see what's winning and what's losing so 36 Chambers can... But go ahead. I'll pull that up in the meantime.
Real quick. Well, I mean, no, just the fact that Till It's Almost Dry is our number 10, and this is so tight with the Benny, I think that makes it clear that if Benny's not 10, he's 11.
Yeah.
I think that's what we just figured out, kind of. You know what I mean? And at that point, when it's that close, I think it's about what you prefer personally. I prefer Push.
I think my thing with It's Almost Dry, and we're going to get to this when we talk about the, the Kanye thing, and I think we're going to get to this pretty soon. My issue with this album is the fact that one of these two producers, Pharrell specifically during this time frame, should have done this whole album. And I think when you do it in this way, there's a lack of consistency. And I think that that's why it's so hard to rate it's almost dry with the rest of these albums because it's not it's all over the place. There's a lack of consistency between the two producers, and most of this is Kanye West's fault, right? Um, because his stuff is the stuff that sounds out of place. I don't feel
Well,
like that happens listening to Benny's album. You know what I mean?
well, it doesn't because well, this is the conversation. And you and I were talking about this behind the scenes. Well, let's unpack a few things that you just brought up. The first thing that you brought up is the separation between the producers. Let's unpack that one thing first about this album. Like, think about it like this. Literally, 5 of the best 6 songs on here, Pharrell did. And then there's Diet Coke. Brambleton, Let the Smoker Shine the Coupe, Neck and Wrist, Call My Bluff, Open Air.
What about Dreaming of the Past?
What about it? That's my whole point.
I think that's the strongest song outside of Diet Coke and Hear Me Clearly that Kanye was a part of. And I don't want to leave out 88 Keys either because he did Diet Coke, but yeah.
But with all due respect, you know what I mean? Like, of hearing it live, and Pusha was masterful live, and it was truly a pleasure to see him. You can still keep these records at the end of the day because here's how you need to look at it. Those are Kanye's beats.
Yeah.
When we talk about Kanye now, musically, as a producer, we talk about him arguably as the greatest beat maker and producer ever at this stage, correct?
Correct.
Now, is the output on here, the 6 tracks up on here, up to snuff with somebody who you would deem to be in the greatest producer of all time conversation?
No.
Then there's your problem with the
But see, this is
the problem with the album.
And this is what I feel, and I don't know this to be true. This is just my ears talking, right? And I think you and I spoke about this offline. It feels like Kanye wasn't really involved in this process. It doesn't seem like he was involved in the promotion of this, album either. But the beats that he got on there, or the beats that Pusha got from him on there, sound like he dialed it in. I mean, somebody even said in the chat that 88 Keys made Diet Coke, but yeah, Diet Coke's like 15 years old. Kid Cudi made it a point to say that song with him and Kanye on it, he had nothing to do with. It was old. Were they taking old production from Kanye and just to make it an album? Like, I don't know. That's what it feels like, because when I hear him on Dreaming of the Past, even vocally, he doesn't sound like he's trying. He doesn't sound like the Kanye that's on What Would Meek Do. He doesn't even sound like the Kanye that's on City on Fire, whatever the future record.
Think about this. Here's how you need to look at it. What beat on Daytona is Diet Coke better than, which is the best beat he got, which is co-produced by 88 Keys from Kanye? Which beat is Diet Coke better than on Daytona?
I would say it's better than Come Back Baby.
And that's it.
I think that the beat could be better than What Would Meek Do, but the song What Would Meek Do is better.
Man, I don't think the beat is better. The song definitely ain't.
Nah, the song
ain't not even a chance. And that's Ye's best mic performance of the last 10 years.
Everything
that's his best mic performance of the last 10 years. Like the MC Kanye, that's his best mic performance the last decade.
I mean, I can't refute that. I'm trying to think of a verse better. And the verse is so prevalent and so relevant to that time period too, and everything that was going on.
It's filthy.
Yeah.
So I'm saying all of this to say that it's like, well, just for me, just from the outside looking in, and and we're gonna talk about the other side of it in a moment. It looked like, Kanye done thrown some legends to fade. Like, and put them in tight spots. Like, little plug talk right quick, the Nasir album.
Yeah.
I'm just going to, I mean, because pretty much how that went is like Daytona got everything. And then it was just a scattered and a very trying process, to put it mildly and nicely, from there forth on.
I think Daytona's the reason why that whole, month, he was on a mission to put out those albums. I think Daytona started that role. I think that he probably felt like, I got something, let me go ahead and work while I'm on the roll. Is it possible that, because we talk about Kendrick having that writer's block, is it possible that from a production standpoint, maybe with so much going on in Kanye West's world, that he has a producer's block to a certain extent? Because it doesn't feel like there's been a masterful production job from him since Daytona.
Well, there hasn't been, and this is, and I kept on speaking to this. People like, you always use mental health for an excuse with Kanye. It's like, I keep saying this. This man been traumatized.
Well, this is the thing, man.
No, let me hold on. Let me finish. Yeah. Hold on, let me finish. He's been traumatized, and his life, as in his divorce, has been literally up front and close, and his separation from his kids and his family and his now ex-wife has all been up on front display for all of us to see. That is traumatizing. People need to stop acting like that, just like these regular life situations that tear all of us up. Don't tear like people who are stars up. They are human beings.
Exactly.
And he already had issues prior to this.
And that's what I was going to say.
There is a mental health component to this behavior.
That's what I was going to say. There's a lack of empathy that people have out there for people who are in the spotlight. And I think that, the part of a celebrity's image is whether a person likes them or doesn't like them. And I think that especially when you have those celebrities that are painted as villains or who take on that villain role, no one cares about anything they're going through. Like a T.O. or something, right? He's the person that really put that on the mainstream platform back when he was playing. He was like, the media picks who they want to be villains and heroes. And regardless of what you feel about, T.O. as an individual, there's a lack of empathy that people would have for anything he's going through in relation to something Peyton Manning's going through because of what their image is, right? And people need to stop that. We need to just look at situations for what they are. And yes, you can't sit here and act like the person that you don't like is Superman. And then the person that you do like can do no wrong. That's the lane that we're living in. And we're even seeing this with the Megan and Tory Lanez trial. Like, you got people with so many opinions before an actual verdict comes out because they have bought into these individuals for better or for worse. You don't know what happened. You know what I mean? And
right. No, I hear you.
And, I saw Jamel Hill writing a full article about, black women not being protected, yada, yada, this, that, and the third. Yes and no. The reason why Megan's situation is going the way it's going is because she's not being upfront and truthful, and she's been caught in many lies. And when you have become uncredible, you're just uncredible. It's not just everything else that's stacked up against you. That's already there anyway. But when you're uncredible, you're uncredible. You can't pull all these elements in until we get the facts. But again, all of that loops in with this whole image that people are given as celebrity. If you're built up in a certain way, you could do no wrong. People will make all kind of excuses for you. But if you're built up another way, it doesn't matter what you're going through, whether it's valid or not. People are like, man, fuck that. It ain't mental health. It's not that. You know what I mean? But if that was somebody like Beyonce, it would be a different level of empathy. You know what I mean?
That is correct. We just have to stop looking at these superstars on just the levels that we choose to see them on. That's why I'm saying, am I excusing some of the fuckery? No.
Yeah. You paused for a minute.
Yeah, I'm about to say you just went out.
Oh, okay. I hear you. Okay, you there.
My bad.
Say that again.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I was just saying it can be like that the fuckery is not okay, but that the mental health component aspect is still real too. People try to keep one and throw the other out when it comes to these things in today's society and media. And really the problem is that quite frankly, the media and the journalists involved in it aren't making the public think. and think rationally
Right.
about the behaviors and attitudes of human beings, there's something to be said for a Cronkite, and what's his name, the sports commentator with Ali. You know who I'm talking about. What's his name?
It'll come to me in a minute. Damn.
You know,
Gosh.
like
Yeah.
like these guys are important not only on the front side of things in terms of hearing their voice and their commentary and their thoughts, but behind the scenes with the integrity, with the balance,
covering
with the
the
moral compass,
story and not
the
the person.
journalistic integrity that is supposed to come with it, that provides balance, that says, hold on, people, how can mental health be such a big thing in America right now? But when it comes to Ye, it's not supposed to apply because he said some fucked up things.
Yeah, because again, it becomes agenda driven, and
there we
there's
have
a
an
lot
agenda.
of things
Correct.
that Jamel Hill specifically has written, for the Atlantic that could come across very agenda driven. It's like you said, we're kind of losing that level of balanced journalism in that way. I mean, I just don't see how you can write an article like that before the actual verdict comes out. And what are we basing these things on when they're actually in court right now?
And I'm a big Jamel Hill fan, like big fan of hers.
Man, you got Bomani one day and then Jamel the other. LP with the super chat says,
I was never that big on him like I am on Jamel. I'm a big follower of Jamel. Like I follow what she does. I have since she was on like First Take. I remember I used to see her on. Remember she used to be on First Take before Stephen A. was even on there.
Yeah. I remember when her and Michael Smith had the His and Her podcast. Like I was listening to that before they even got the show.
Right?
And I'm not even gonna lie to you though.
Howard Cosell. Somebody, Life the Poet put Howard Cosell. Yeah. We need more Howard Cosells, Ed Bradley's, like the journalistic integrity and like the actual quality viewing. Like you're supposed to be providing both when you're in the media.
Exactly.
Balance, fairness, integrity, entertainment, like all of the above. Not just what you want to see for who you want to see. There's too much of the shit's going on.
And and now that you mention that though, it feels like, I guess for a lot of people, when me specifically, because I think people know that I am a Kanye fan, and a fan of his music. When I try to be somewhat balanced against what the mainstream is pushing towards him, I come across as someone making excuses for him other than someone's trying to paint the full picture. Because when it comes to certain individuals, the full picture's never painted. LP with the super chat says, Pusha benefits from being head of good. He had Kanye's time and access to his best stuff. 3 for me, 1 for you type of ish. Pusha said that the other artists had the same access, and we know that wasn't true. Well, let's get to that, because it does feel like, let's just keep it all the way a buck, and I think we all know this in this room. Pusha as a solo artist benefited from his connection with Kanye West. Kanye West is the person that broke Pusha T as a solo artist. We could go to Runaway. We could go to So Appalled. We could even go to, the actual releases. But
I mean, he is on the Clip's first single Until the Casket Drops, kind of like a big deal.
Yeah, and that was kind of like where
that was the real introduction.
That was the introduction. And I mean, if you look at stuff like where they use Mighty Health, you know what I'm talking about.
New God Flow.
New God Flow.
Yeah. No, there's bangers everywhere.
Yeah, there's bangers everywhere.
They made a whole bunch of bangers together.
This is my thing with the whole quote-unquote separation. From what I understand, Def Jam dropped good music or left good music a while ago anyway. So at the moment, there really is no good music to claim. And clearly, Pusha has his own solo career, own imprints, and all of those things. I just feel like going to the media or his interview with XXL and even speaking in detail about, leaving good music and, those things, I think was just unnecessary. It's very Brambleton-ish to me. It's like, why? And you know, and this is coming from somebody who is a Pusha T fan, and you know, and I think that it's important for me to say Malcolm X is my personal favorite historical figure in American history. And I disagree with the fact that he went to the media speaking on Elijah Muhammad in the way he did. I don't think I thought that was a mistake.
Hmm.
So I will be consistent here, regardless of what Ye got going on. I think him going to XXL was unnecessary. And I don't see how it's that much different than some of the things he spoke about on Brambleton.
So, and I see all of your perspectives. Some of it, and here's why.
Hold on, you went out for a second. Say that again.
I said I'm going to play devil's advocate,
Okay.
although I understand very clearly what you are saying, and here's why. It does all come back to the music in some sort of shape or form. We were just having a conversation about how do you think Pusha T feels about the output musically that he probably just received from Kanye?
He can't feel great about it, but again, I think and again, I
Well,
don't know this.
well, here's my next question. With that being said, because this would be the follow-up question, don't you think he's probably getting tired of being asked about somebody who just musically let him down, and he's being asked questions about so many things that, quite frankly, have nothing to do with the music?
So you think he's
You don't
just
think
trying
that
to
that's
shut it
slightly
down?
problematic?
You think he's trying to shut it down?
Yeah.
Well, see, this
Like
is
I
my
think
thing.
I think I like what you can be saying can be true, but I think there is a component of this. It's like I'm tired of talking about this nigga. This nigga just threw the fade on me and left me hanging, and I had to go back to Pharrell. Ain't nobody trying to talk about this nigga.
You don't think
You
Pusha
know?
T? You don't think Pusha T, whose album in many of the mainstream outlets is like #1 of 2022? He's Grammy nominated. I mean, he's doing this thing. It's a historic career. You don't think that he could go to XXL and say no Kanye West questions? You don't think he has that ability to do that?
Hold on. Touche.
Because
Yeah.
Jay-Z would do something like that. They're not gonna ask him anything about Kanye West.
But that's what I mean. There could be, not saying that it could be a big axe, but rappers have egos just like ball players, just like, you know what I'm saying? You're dealing with people in their egos. And what I'm saying is that, in this competitive, intense field that they play in, you can end up feeling some type of way. Like, think about this. It's like how you think Karl Malone would feel if John Stockton just stopped passing him the ball one day. It's like, no, I'll be back, nigga. You feel me?
I think
it's
that
kind of like that. Like, you have to. I try to look at it through those eyes, and not because I'm a fan of his. I think I'm probably a bigger fan of Pusha T than you are. But I try to look at it through the artist eyes. It's like, man, this nigga just faded on me. Like, you can hear until it's almost dry how Ye is faded from Pusha. That probably left him salty a little bit because you're dealing with a man and his ego.
And I brought up the Malcolm. I brought up the Malcolm thing for this point, right? Based on everything that was out there, everything that was, spoken about, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was wrong, right? And just like that, in this situation, Ye's, wrong. But you're playing right into a certain media's hand that wants you to go out there and separate yourself. Something that could be done behind closed doors anyway, because they're going to use this moving forward, and regardless of whatever animus is going on at this time and how he feels, they're going to use this moving forward. You know what I'm saying? And it's something that just didn't necessarily have to happen. They've done too. I mean, again, and I think that it's wild to me. The wild part to me is he was able, when the music was good, and you said this, when the music was good, he was able to make it through the red hat. He was able to make it through the, going to the Oval Office with Trump and the slavery is the choice and the Harriet Tubman comments. When the music was good, he was able to make it through that. But for whatever reason, can't make it through this or have to publicize this. I just think that publicizing it is just unnecessary, man. Like, y'all could have handled this, separated amicably. I was
What,
watching.
what,
I
but
was
what I'm
what?
trying to
Oh,
submit.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. No,
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 what
no.
I
Go
was
ahead.
gonna
I'm
say
sorry.
was I was watching. Me and wifey was watching that Prince Harry and Meghan thing, right? And one thing that I noticed, and I totally respect, Harry was, they were telling the story, whatever, and you could put your puzzle pieces together and all of that, but he was never gonna get on camera and talk down on his brother ever. And his
Right.
brother was wrong, 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 but he never got on camera and talked down on his brother. His
First of
brother
all,
shit
that's
on him and
blood.
everything. You know what I mean? Like,
First of all, that's blood. Even if you
yeah,
don't like your folks, you
yeah,
ain't supposed to snitch on your folks. Even if you don't like them, even if you don't like what they do, that's the real G code.
yeah.
But even to the Malcolm X point, though, Mike, I mean, well, all he really did, and this is some of what's happening here too with Pusha. This has probably already happened behind the scenes, though. Everything that you're talking about
Well, that's
has
fine.
probably already occurred. The same way that the separation between Brother Malcolm and the nation and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad had occurred. But here's the thing with both of those situations. Brothers didn't step out and start telling no lies. All they really did is say the truth, because you want to know what? In both situations, the brothers was probably a little tired of something.
But it
You feel
matters
me?
who you tell that truth to. That's what matters. You know what I mean?
And that's why I say touche to you. I'm just
Yeah.
saying that there's a side and an emotional and human and ego component to it. See, this is what I mean about balancing the narrative is like, no, for all of this, still human beings though. So like have like regular normal feelings. They don't have like superhero feelings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like MCs don't have super different feelings. Like, they have the same emotions and juxtapositions and issues and tenuous relationships that we have.
Have you ever heard Rakim talk about him and Eric B breaking up and why? Me either.
There have been a couple things, but nothing,
But they
nothing
don't.
heavy.
Yeah.
Nothing
It's
heavy
like,
that was shady.
exactly.
But
Leave
hold
that
on.
shit
But
where
here's what
it's
I'm
at.
saying. No. But hold on. I'm gonna tell you what he has said. He has came out and said, I pretty much made all those beats too. And he said that more than a few times.
Well, yeah, he said that more of recent time, but when all that was going on,
No, he's saying that in the 90s too.
Really?
There's some articles in the 90s.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's some, that's what I'm saying, Mike. A little, like even the God got a little, for all the humility, a little subtle flex. It's like, no, I really made, let the rhythm hit him.
I remember him saying he did the bass line for Know the Ledge too.
That's what I'm saying. He over here like, no, I laid some
Well,
of
you
that.
got to get your credit for your work. But as far as like what happened in between them and why they broke up and all that, you never heard Rakim go out there to the media. That would have been a big story in 94 and 95. Rakim could have went to the Source magazine and just started spilling the beans, right? Never did it. Because you don't do that stuff.
I hear. No. I hear you, but this is what I'm talking about. Is that like, no, when somebody done thrown you the fade, and then you have to keep answering questions about them. Like, wasn't nobody asking no Rakim about Eric B? People were asking Eric B about Rakim. That's why Eric B's been the one that said the shady stuff between the two, right? Ain't nobody asking Rakim about Eric B.
I think Kanye's just done.
He's Rakim.
I think Kanye's just done too much for Pusha's solo career to even get him to this point to just,
Now I will agree with you on
headline.
that. You want to know what he could have said? That's where we can meet in the middle, and I can't agree with you totally and say you want to know it would have been much nicer, and I believe more professional of him, given all the things Ye has meant and that he's benefited from being connected to Ye. If he would have just said, hey, Ye and I aren't seeing eye to eye about some things anymore, and we've just amicably decided to part ways. I'm thankful for everything that the brother has done for me.
Exactly. 36 Chambers with the super chat says, it's all right for Pusha to sever ties when his relationship with Kanye is damaging to his career potentially. Okay, I want to say something to that. We aren't shaming these corporations when they split openly. Keeping it private is worse. Okay, I feel you with that. I mean, I understand that, but you do understand that this career this man has a lot to do with. LP also says, Ye doesn't seem to have the attention span to focus on making good music anymore for a full project. Going back to loops, Ye has been winging it for years. Now, that is a
Mm.
fair
Hold
assessment.
on. Now let's pause for a second.
Hmm.
What I tell you about all them mid beats on Donda, and everybody was telling me I'm crazy. Who running around playing Donda, Mike?
You're right.
Huh?
The production on Donda could have definitely been better.
Who running around talking about songs from Donda?
Well, that one song, Praise God,
which
is
ain't even
crazy.
18 months old.
It's
Hmm?
facts.
Remember I told you them beats was mid and them tracks was mid?
You did say that.
See, people think I've just been pulling up on Kendrick. No, I pulled up on Ye first about Donda. I was like, I don't like the look. I don't like the message. I don't like the music. Again, I was like, these beats is some. I'm like, what is this? I was like, you're Kanye. You make these beats. Like, where you make these beats? In the stadium in Atlanta. I don't give a damn.
36 Chambers says, Mike, the media cycle is different now and way more open than 30 years ago. You can't keep private now. People find out, and now it seems shadier. I mean, I agree with that, but they only know what you say, and what I'm saying is, don't give them a headline, because anything that you're doing an interview about with XXL, once you start talking about Kanye, no one's gonna care about anything else said in the interview, right? He's the most polarizing figure, probably, period, not just music. So don't give them what they want with the Kanye West headline. That's why I would have went in the interview on some no Kanye questions. If we're gonna talk about me as an artist, if we're gonna talk about the year that I've had as an artist and it's almost dry, we're not gonna talk about Kanye, because you see what they're printing now, or posting rather. They're posting about good music, not about Pusha T, right?
Fair.
That's the trap, and it's like,
Fair.
he
No,
knows
that's fair.
that.
That's very fair.
36 Chambers says Kanye helped build Pusha's career doesn't mean Pusha has to stand by and let him destroy it slowly. It's not Pusha's causing Ye to spiral like this. How would Kanye ruin Pusha's career?
No, I think. Hold on. Let's stop for a second. I think what you're really trying to say is that, well, if this is what's going on for everything that Kanye's done for you, well, you didn't have to come out and say this. Is essentially what you're saying, correct?
Yeah.
And there's some truth in that.
It feels like, though, Coop, that
you don't like how it feels. I can tell.
It feels like there's a
like
sense out there that certain media outlets are forcing individuals to say, denounce this person.
Hold on. Do you think that Pusha T has crossed over?
Huh?
Do you think that he's crossed over, and that he's maybe
I think he has a lot of endorsement deals. I think that even with all of the weird stuff that Adidas is doing with Yeezy brand, he still has a deal with Adidas, which Kanye walked him into.
He making fish sandwich diss songs.
Yeah. You know, Leroy Green with the super chat says, congrats, y'all. Super proud of y'all, A2HH. Appreciate that, Leroy. He says, but Push has a brand, and he's right where Hove was before, what is that, HKL?
Hard Knock Life.
Hard Knock Life. I've never seen Hard Knock Life spelled out like that. I always hear Volume 2. If he makes a Grinding 2, and boom, icon level.
Grinding 2? Did you listen to what you just said? Grinding 2? Stop that.
Are we going to get a Made You Look 2 after that?
That's what I'm saying. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
I think Pusha T's dope. And I think that Pusha T's aura is in his consistency and his ability to make street level records. I don't think that crossing over is a good thing for him, in my opinion.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, and here's really just the point that I was getting at the end of the day. It's like, really, if you look at it, it's been a minute since Pharrell and Pusha T have done some work together until recently.
Yeah.
It's been a minute. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I look at it like chess. It's like, nah, there's something going on with the relationship behind the scenes, whether it be musically or personally, that we're not privy to. that made Pusha start sliding his chess pieces and bringing Pharrell back in the board and into the game.
Now that I agree
Long
with.
before.
I agree
You
with
feel
that.
me?
I agree with that, and I think
Like
Pusha.
because Pusha's right beside this man, so everything that we're seeing, he's seen first.
Yeah, I think Pusha sees that, okay, his production ain't on it. He's not focused on production right now. I'm gonna
He got
have
a
to
lot
pull
going on in his
Pharrell back
personal
into the
life.
fold. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pull Pharrell back into the fold because, like you and I said offline, let's look at Hit Boy and Nas and what they're doing, right? When they made KD one, it's like, okay, cool, let's do this again. KD two, boom. Oh, let's do Magic. You don't do Daytona and say, okay, well, I need to go get Pharrell. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's
And
seeing that Kanye is not really on the beats or on the production or
right,
in where he thinks he needs to be. So he went out and got Pharrell. I think
this
Pharrell
is
should have did the whole album though.
I agree, and this is what you have to realize too, and this is what I mean about Pusha T and about how like no, rap superstars have egos like ball players and athletes and like all that too, because here's the thing about it. Well, if you really look at it, this dude pretty much for his entire career is used to working mostly with the Neptunes, Timberland, and Kanye.
Yeah.
That's literally a superstar studded producer name brand recognition as it gets. He's accustomed to certain things.
That's some
you feel
Aaliyah
me?
shit. You know what I'm saying?
Huh?
Like I said, that's some Aaliyah shit. Like people talk about Aaliyah's
Right.
greatness. I'm like, Aaliyah worked with R. Kelly,
R. Kelly,
Timberland, and
and
Missy.
Missy. Right.
You're not gonna
With
have a bad
Genuine in the
song.
background.
Yeah.
Right.
You're not gonna have a bad
She wasn't
song.
about to lose. She
When
wasn't about
those
to
are your
lose.
writers and producers, you're not.
She wasn't about to lose.
Nah.
You're not gonna lose.
Omar with the
Right.
super chat says, let's not act like Pusha isn't also limited in his ability to deliver full albums. He is a generation. He is generally good for 30 minutes on a solo project. A good
Wow.
30 minutes. I'm just saying. You know what? I think that's a decent assessment. And I have bucked back at people who criticize Daytona for its length. But maybe devil's advocate here, maybe Kanye as a producer understood that's the best that you're going to get from Pusha going 7-8 tracks. And so maybe that's
Pusha doesn't prescribe to that too. Maybe that
Yeah.
could be part of the riff. Because Ye's like, no, let's just make another 7-8 tracks. And Pusha's like, no, I want to do like a full length like player this time. And Ye might be looking back at him like, no, I don't think you should do that.
There could be some creative differences there.
Yeah, it happens. That's what I mean. So a lot of this has probably been going on. And this is what I mean. Like, because he doesn't strike me as the type to say something unless it's been bubbling for quite some time. So I'm thinking, like, think about this. When I went to the Donda listening event, the first person rap voice that I heard that wasn't Kanye was Pusha's.
Yeah.
Did that song make the album?
I don't know which song you're talking about, but I know that Pusha was on the original Praise God, which was hard. And
Yes.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So from that moment on, I really haven't heard or seen them together like that.
I'm going to give an
That's what I'm
update
trying to
real
say.
quick on this Almost Dry and Tana Talk 4 debate. It's 129 votes, and it's Almost Dry is winning 53% to 47%.
It's close.
Yeah, it is close. LP with the super chat says, Pusha is in a great space where the fan base that makes you mainstream likes him the way he is. Trendy white people love intelligent street rap. Interesting. But you know what? And I think that is a good assessment as far as like him being in a good place, life-wise and career-wise. And if you want to separate yourself from, somebody who is doing all kind of things that are tumultuous and bringing all kind of heat and let's just keep it real, bad energy, I don't fault somebody separating themselves from that. That's only thing is don't go to the media with this stuff. That's my only thing.
No, and that's fair, but that's what I'm saying. I try to look at it from the artist's perspective. He might have been looking at Kanye. It's like, you want to know what? This nigga tripping. I'm calling Pharrell, and if Pharrell don't answer, I'm calling Timberland because he can actually pull that move.
Yeah.
Like when you have trump cards, you play them.
No, that's
when
real.
necessary. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like how many people can call Pharrell and be like, this ain't going well. I need you to kind of, and it actually be viable that somebody like Pharrell will pause what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Be like, yep, come on, work out the schedule about when we're gonna make this happen. And that's, I think, was the delay. I think the delay for this album is that all this stuff that we're hearing from Kanye that's on It's Almost Dry was already dry. It had been done, and Pusha probably wasn't loving the output as much. And when he realized this was the best he was going to get, is probably when the calls to Pharrell started happening. They'd be like, hold on 1 second.
It just feels like I said.
So the Pharrell stuff is new stuff too, because doesn't it sound fresher to you? Like, don't Brambleton and Let the Smoker Shine the Coop sound fresher? Like they weren't in the tank somewhere?
Yeah, I mean, even when we hear about the creative process of It's Almost Dry when it comes to Pharrell and Pusha, we have these stories about them being in the studio and them working. I haven't heard any of those stories in relation to the Kanye tracks. So I feel like maybe those tracks are probably laying around. I mean, we know Diet Coke was laying around. Again, man, it just feels like people are putting pressure on artists that are in Kanye's circumference to speak on him unnecessarily. Like, you know what I mean? Again, that's like if in this documentary I watched, somebody went to Prince Harry and was like, well, what about your brother? And yada, yada. He's not going to answer that. He's not. And because, again, it's the principle of it all. Yeah, whatever their relationship is, it probably is. Like, and clearly Kanye's not all the way there with the music, but to go out there and what did he say in the article? He said, he's disturbed or something to that degree. I'm paraphrasing it here. It's like, don't say all that, man. Like, you know what I mean? Just let them do what they do as the media. You ain't got to be a part of all that. That was kind of disappointing, in my opinion. Because, again, I think that, they've had such a long ride. I don't know what their personal relationship is like that. I know that Pusha said something about the fact that, he hit Ye up on, this day that, Ye's mother passed or something like that, or the anniversary or something to that degree. So their relationship spans outside of them making music together.
Yeah.
So, and with that being said, it's like, you're artists, and like you said, artists have egos and all that, and you can fall into the traps. I just say don't fall into the traps and understand, what they're trying to get out of you. And it's not to be therapeutic on your end,
No, you're right, but sometimes it's a code thing. But you also understand, when we talked about this, it's like, well, everybody, like, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody ain't nobody ever like 100 all the time with the code. Mad slip ups, Jay, Nas. This is a slip up by Push.
Shit, I disagree with some things that the Honorable Chuck D has done. You know what I mean? So, and I respect Chuck D to the highest.
Q-Tip made that had both. You just brought up a comment Q-Tip made that had both of us like,
Right. And again, like I said, I respect Chuck D to the highest, but that whole thing with Bernie Sanders and Flavor Flav, I wasn't jiving with. I was like, yo, man, you can't let Bernie Sanders get you to kick Flavor Flav out the group.
It's very problematic.
Then they came back and said it was an April Fool's, but whatever. But anyway, none of that respect changes. I just disagree with something that somebody did. That's it. Leroy Green.
Just try to provide a full spectrum of the analysis of it. That's all.
Again, it's like kind of going back to what we initially said. Just because of somebody's, celebrity and impact doesn't mean I have to agree with every single thing that they've done, and just because I disagree with it doesn't mean I'm bashing them as a person either.
Yeah.
Leroy Green with the super chat says, Mike, America doesn't hate the N-word. You gotta can't be saying this stuff, man, because we got NASA after, and we don't have to hate Ye, but we got to protect the brand, which is the collective culture. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, you don't have to answer these questions. You know what I'm saying? Because, again, we see what happened. They made it a headline. And, I mean, I'm sure that they can make up and, move forward. But all I'm saying is, even though this is XXL and not Vlad, this was a Vlad move by XXL. Was it not? Everything that we say we don't like Vlad for doing, when it comes to dividing and stirring up the pot. That's what this interview was or turned into.
So you feel it felt divisive to you, is what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's like, we already know that Def Jam and Good Music are done. We already know that, Kanye and Pusha really are active right now. But why are you out here making him make a declaration of this in this interview? You know what I mean? That's unnecessary.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
Mad Max of the Super Chat says, we talking about brands. Nobody correlates Push with Ye. We correlate Ye with Hov. More to the masses. Okay. That's that. You want to start getting to these lists? Because we almost an hour
let's do that.
It looks like it's almost dry. Still has that number 10 spot.
It's looking that way.
Right now, this is what our list looks like. As far as albums, top 10 hip hop albums of the year. KD3, number 1. Okay. Okay, I got my pen.
So make sure we
get myself on this side. And based on y'all votes, it's almost dries ahead of Tana Talk 4. Okay, we got KD3 at number 1. Soul Separately at number 2. Cheat Codes at number 3. No Fear of Time at number 4. I feel like the Forever Story ended up at 5.
And I think it did.
And then Food for Thought at 6. You're not that big on the Forever Story, huh? Food for Thought at 6.
It's one of those projects that although I enjoyed it and I like it and I respect the hell out of everything that he did, and he's repping, the East Side, Zone 6, and I love it. Like, I don't just play it the way that I think a top 5 album usually gets played. That's all. It's not that I don't like it. I actually feel quite the contrary to it. I'm just not playing it enough like it's a top 5 album. So every time we're putting it at 5, I'm like, is it a top 5 album? I don't know, because I know the 4 before it, I played with more fervor.
I don't know if I finished telling you about this, but I had canceled Luminary, man, like 4 months ago, and Luminary has been charging me like 4 months in a row or whatever. So
very problematic.
That's the price of No Fear of Time.
The interface is very problematic. What's number 7?
I think number 7 is West Side Gun 10.
I have to tell you the truth, Mike. Like, as we stand here right now,
Zion?
I think 10s might be better than Food for Thought and the Forever Story. I damn sure have played it more.
Yo, man, I think there's a song that we missed on our top songs. That Super Kick Party, man, that shit crazy. Crazy. What do y'all think about this?
Peppers, think about this.
Do I need to start another poll? Forever Story and 10? Go ahead. What were you saying? I'm sorry.
No, we can just leave it there for now, I guess. I don't know, though. Ooh.
I think, you know tough. What? This is what I would say about Food for Thought over 10. It's the bar work, but the songs on 10 are just... It's exciting, man.
Westside knows how to make an exciting record, and so he'll hit the mark 3, 4, or 5 times, and he'll be like, ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Mad Max of the Super Chat says, also, let's be for real. Pusha is slightly worse, is a slightly worse Jada with super producers who stuck to this lane so he could keep an image. Give Benny and Kiss Pusha's production. Pusha's like this era's guru with Premier.
Benny just had Alchemist.
He did.
And he has Derringer and Beat Butcher at his disposal.
Benny gets production.
Benny getting beats.
Yeah, Benny gets production. Jada.
He just had Hit Boy did a whole album for him. Think about this.
Yeah.
Benny the Butcher has had a whole album produced by Hit Boy and another whole album produced by The Alchemist. And y'all are saying Pusha T He needs Pusha T's beats? Right.
Somebody
Stop
said
that.
top 10 or top 20. We're working our way through the 10 so we can get to the 20.
What's 8? What's 8 up in this piece?
Okay, so we had Westside at 7, right?
Right.
8 was Drill Music and Zion.
I'm cool with that.
And well, things kind of switched up when we took Ghetto Gods off the top 10. So it's
Right.
almost Dry and Tana Talk 4 are the ones left. Do you think both of those albums are better than Ghetto Gods? Because I think I do.
Yep.
So we putting this Almost Dry at 9 and Tana Talk 4 at 10? Or
That would be
what about
correct.
Ransom?
No, I would go that, and then we can go to Ransom at 11, which is where he originally was anyway, I believe.
Okay. Are we going to do a full 20? You want to do 20?
Yes.
Okay.
20 albums and maybe like top 10 MCs or all that.
Okay. You got your list?
Did we list our did we actually list out 10 songs?
We did list out 10 songs. I got 10 songs here. Super Kick Party's not on there, and I think it should be.
Out of the 10, I don't know if Super Kick Party is a top 10 song. I don't know about that.
Let me get to these super chats real quick. Mo Better with the super chat says, so love the sound mixing on Pusha's album. So love the sound mixing on Pusha's album. LP says, gotta knock Black Star another point for the bad marketing. LOL. Saw them at the Chappelle show in SJ and they killed it. Most can still put on. Yeah, man. Most is a fucking star. Most is the probably the most. How do I say this? If a backpack dude had star power, Most is the most like clear version of that. Yeah, it's because I'm trying to.
Name is Most Def.
I'm trying to paint my words properly because I'm thinking Andre 3000. I'm thinking Kanye. But if you think of a backpack MC or an underground MC, because I feel like during the Lyricist Lounge era, Most Def was like the face of that shit. You remember that?
Yes.
Like during that whole Lyricist Lounge, Ruckus era, like Most Def was the face of that era. He's literally like the Method Man, Snoop Dogg of the backpack niggas. Okay. So we got Ransom at 11. Where are we going from there?
I'm pulling up the albums list now that you've
Ransom's bar work this year was very, very impressive.
Yeah, we're gonna get to our MCs list.
Yeah, I want to get to our MCs list, man.
Okay, so here would be the next set of albums that I think are in that running.
We got Drill Music and Zion at 8, right?
Yes.
Okay.
We still have Ghetto Gods hanging out there.
Yeah.
We got Conway's God Don't Make Mistakes hanging out there.
I like that.
We got Vince Staples' Ramona Park Broke My Heart.
Yep.
Is out there. Yeah. Those are the.
What about my man Ab-Soul, Herbert?
You think Herbert's better than the Conway?
I want to ask the people that. I know it's new. I think it may be, actually. I don't know, man. I don't know. I like the Conway. I think Conway did something different this time, and maybe I'm giving him style points for the fact that he was able to switch it up. I think both of them are really good albums, though.
Here's what I'll tell you, though. I think the Vince Staple album has held up better than all of them, though.
I'm fine with Vince Staple.
And I would put Vince at 12, actually.
Okay. We got Vince at 12. Let me make some room here. So 11, we got Ransom. We got Ramona Park at 12. All right. 36 Chambers of the Super Chat says, Westside can put together a great project, but his voice kills me. He's an acquired taste and honestly hard to get through for me. Worse than Freddie. Y'all don't like Freddie's voice either.
Y'all are so picky, man.
Voice matters.
It does, but I mean, they talking about these dudes like they don't. Okay, I'm just going.
What about Rock Marciano's album?
Ooh. Okay.
What about Continuance from
No, I was okay. No, no, no. I mean, me personally, I think the Currency and Alchemist Continuance,
mm-hmm.
I think might be a little better than the Conway, or about the same.
What about Ramona?
No, Ramona's ahead. Ramona's at 12.
All right.
But what's the other one that you just named?
Rock Marciano.
Now that's a good conversation, I think. Do you think that the Rock Marciano is better than the Conway?
I think Conway's better, but I think a lot of people are gonna say that Rock Marciano's album's better than Conway's because people are loving this Rock Marciano. I'm a rock fan, and
I like it. I don't love it, but I do think that it's slightly better than the Conway
okay,
because of the production. And
okay,
so I would actually go Rock. I think I probably would put Herbert ahead too, and then go Conway.
okay. So we got
Yeah.
at 11 we got
Elephant Man
Ransom, we got
Phones.
Ramona Park, then we got Continuance, we got Rock Marciano, Conway. What about
Hold on. Do you have Conway ahead of
Absol? What about Lil
Yeah.
Sims?
Ooh.
Yeah, I think we need to put Lil Sims right after Ransom. Actually,
Is that how you feeling?
I think so. What about you? What are you thinking?
I don't know if I enjoyed it more than I enjoyed Vince's album, but I think it might be a better album, so I can hear you on that. I'm
Okay.
with you on that. I'm
Okay.
cool with that.
All right. And
I
then
just enjoy Vince's album more.
and so who did you say over Conway?
I was saying, is the Herbert over Conway?
I think so. I think it is. What about Joey?
Uh, hold on one second. Hold on one
Okay.
second. Where we at? We on 16, right?
Yeah, we're at 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Conway's at 17 now.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. No. Hold on. Hold on. List out what you have.
So
What am
I
I
got
missing?
Ransom at 11. I got Little Sims at 12. I got Ramona Park at 13. I got Continuance at 14. I got Rock Marciano at
That's what I'm missing.
15.
Missing the rock.
Yeah, Rock Marciano at 15. Herbert at 16. And Conway at 17.
Wow. Um,
Damn, man. You got a year where Conway's album is number 17. This is a wild year. Oh,
wow.
Kiss the Ring.
I'm about to say the Rome Streets is actually where I was going next.
Yo, man, that's my shit. I'm putting
Yeah.
that higher than Rock Marciano to me. I'm sorry. I'm
Hold
putting
on. I
Rome
like.
Streets right after
I actually
Continuance.
think you're right. I don't think it's better than Continuance, but I think it's better than Elephant Man, Herbert, and God Don't Make
Yeah.
Mistakes.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
Kiss the Ring is right at yeah. Kiss the Ring's right here. Oh man, the Joey people are mad. They're like, yo, where's Joey's coming in at? Where's 2000 at?
No, you can stop that. You can pause on that. That's what you can do. What you can do is you can pause on that.
I
That's what
I
you can
haven't
do.
listened to the Joey since it came out. And I had very, very high hopes for
Pause
the
on
Joey.
that.
I actually thought that Joey's album was gonna be possibly a
Album of the
top
Year
5.
contender.
Yeah.
Hold on. So where we at? We at 18?
We're at 18. We're actually at 19. So look, we got
Picking 19. Hold on. Stop for a second. Liz 2.
I was thinking about Liz too.
Liz 2 is nice. I'm still playing Liz 2. She made some great songs on there.
Okay. Ghetto Gods is still out there, by the way.
Huh?
We still haven't placed Ghetto Gods. This is 20 right here. Now, Ghetto Gods can't fall out of the top 20, so it's got to be around here somewhere.
Do you think it's better than the Liz 2?
Yeah.
Then that's where it would fall then.
No, I think it's actually around Ramona Park area.
I don't know. a little disappointed second go around. Like really listening, digging into it, I was.
So you want to put it after you want to put it before the Liz too?
I mean, because how about this? Like, do you really honestly think it's better than Continuance?
I don't.
Right. Do you honestly think it's better than Kiss the Ring?
It doesn't have that replayability.
Right. No. Right. Elephant Man Bones? Does it have a Quantum Leap on there?
It has Strong Friends.
Right.
Sky Records. So maybe it's a very odd album.
So that would be the highest placement I think we could get for would be like right above The Rock. You think it's better than The Rock and Al?
I would like to put it right after Kiss the Ring, maybe.
Yeah, that would be right before The Rock Marciano, Elephant Man's Bones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Mad Max says, Dub Aurora got to make the top 20. Boot Ghetto Gods out. People hate Ghetto Gods. Drillmatic, what are you thinking? Too many songs? You know, Drillmatic, and I'm going to say this because I really rocked with Drillmatic, and we talked about Drillmatic and Lynn, and we talk about how underrated that the game's catalog is. The problem with Drillmatic is just sequencing altogether. Like, if you take all of those songs, put it down in the 15, put them in the right order, you have a top 10, possibly 5 album of the year.
I mean, do you want to discuss the elephant in the room?
What's that?
We just did a top 20 list essentially, and Kendrick's album's not on here. Are we doing the album that much of a disservice?
This is what I will say in respect to Kendrick. We did leave off something when we're talking about music video of the year. The Heart Part 5 is 2022's music video of the year. Definitely. Somebody was in our comment section thinking that we intentionally did that, but no, that wasn't intentional. It was just a slip of the mind on live television or live, streaming, whatever.
But I think here's some of the albums that were out that I think could deserve some consideration. The Denzel Curry, the Saba that came out at the top of the year, a few good things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see, what else do we have in here? The Czarface. The Method Man.
The Method Man. Bars.
The Joey.
Is Joey better than the Liz?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Your Old Drew.
So Joey's going to round up to 20.
Yeah.
Possibly, okay. 36 Chambers, I want to get to his super chat because he's saying some of the things you're saying. 36 Chambers says, Elzai, Your Old Drew, and even Kendrick was better than Ghetto Gods. I almost hated Mr. Morale this year, respectfully. Okay, let's have that conversation. Elephant in the room conversation. 36 Chambers says, did y'all re-listen to the Denzel Curry? Yes. Let's have that elephant in the room conversation. Ghetto Gods and Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Is Ghetto Gods better than Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers?
See, here's the thing about going back and listening to the album and it not being as strong or holding up as well. Is that for when you have an artist of Kendrick's magnitude, well, it's not clear it's very clear that he's just, Kendrick is better as an MC,
Right.
And so this is what I told you was going to be such a problem for an album like this is because, well, I can't think of one song on Mr. Morale that I would rather hear than the stuff that's on Ghetto Gods. And so I can't say that because of that. It's like you have to give me, it's like I know that lyrically you're better and that the writing is better, but it's like, what do I play on Mr. Morale that gives it the right to supplant the Ghetto Gods? That's what I mean. It's like you got to have some evidence. You got to have a basis.
Yeah. I know somebody pointed out in our last discussion that me specifically liked Mr. Morale when it came out, and they felt like I was shitting on it now. I think the thing is with Mr. Morale, and I do want to point this out, the writing on there is incredible, and I was impressed by that off jump. Like when I first heard the album, after his 5-year break, I like the themes that he took on, the lyricism that he took them on with, but he's such a different organism when it comes to the rest of the field, because this is music that we're not going back to and listening to, and it's hard to say that something's better than something that you actually listen to. If we're not listening to it, we're not listening to it. So from a technical standpoint, yes, if we were sitting here ranking these things by technical skill and technical writings and, themes, and grading it like a paper, damn near, right? If this was a class and we're grading this like a paper, yes, Mr. Morale is going to get high marks. But this is music, and this is a rhythm, and this is a vibe, and ain't no vibes there. And it's not. I mean, again, I think Logic, from a technical standpoint, put together one of the strongest albums of the year, but it's not even in this discussion, and people aren't even bringing up the album because they're not playing it.
Okay, and you're totally right about these things. Let's do some comparative analysis about something people who know me know I'm familiar with. I've been a wine lover for a good bit of my adult life. There's this thing called blind tastings. They have them in the major wine regions around the world every year. Napa Valley, the different regions in Bordeaux, in Burgundy, in France, in wine country, Chianti, Siena, Greve, Chianti, in Italy. When they have these blind tastings, Mike, you literally don't know the maker of the wine when you're drinking it. The only thing that you know is literally, and there's components to it. You smell first, and then after that, you taste. And you award the points and judge based on the quality and nothing else. You don't know whose wine you're drinking. You just know if it's the shit or not, okay? Now, musically speaking, as I look at this album list, if we were to do a blind listen, as in introduce this music to people that have never heard these artists before, as hard as it would be to find somebody who hasn't heard Kendrick Lamar at this point, you could find that person. If you were to do that randomly, and I have about 50 albums here typed up, Mike, let's say we just take 30 of them, and randomly play them for people who never listened to hip hop before. There is no way, based on the strength of this album list, and it's not like it's an all-time great year, in my opinion, but there's some dope-ass projects on here. There's no way in a blind listen that album would make anybody's top 20. The only reason it's a conversation is because you're used to the label and the name that's on the front of the bottle. That's it. It's the only reason. You just know the winery that the wine comes from already, and you're used to drinking that shit. I'm going to tell you what. I was in Italy on a wine tour in Chianti, and the guy who was in charge of the tour looked at me and he said, don't buy any 2012 Chianti. It was a bad year in the region. Doesn't mean Chianti's bad, but for that year, when I was in Italy, he said, don't buy anything 2012 for the region. It's a down year for the region. This is a down year for him. It doesn't mean don't drink the wine. You get what I'm saying? It means don't buy it this year because the grapes are bad. Some things happen to the climate.
It happens.
It happens.
Yeah. Mad Max said, where's Future? Not Kendrick Lamar, but Kevin Durant said that Future's album was album of the year.
I like the Future. We gave it a 4.
Yeah, I like the Future too. Future's just always so tough for me to rank and rate because he's rapping but not rapping. It's like it's always tough. I mean, I'm cool with it being in the top 20. It's just hard to rate. It's just always so difficult for me to rate Future. It just is. Because it's not he doesn't sound like anything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't sound like any of his peers, and it's like when you're doing comparative analysis, it's like his albums are already going to be outliers. What about Drake and 21? Speaking of,
aren't we at 19? We got Joey at 19, right?
That's 20.
What's our 19?
19 is Conway got moved to 19. All right, let me go through it again. So we got, Ransom at 11. Lil Sims at 12. Ramona Park at 13. Continuous at 14. Kiss the Ring at 15.
Mm-hmm.
Ghetto Gods at 16. Elephant Man's Bones at 17. Herbert at 18. Yeah. Conway at 19. And Joey at 20.
Yeah, Her Loss ain't making it. Unless you think Her Loss is... Actually, I think Her Loss is better than the Joey.
I think it is, too.
I do too. We're bumping Joey. Yeah,
I know the Joey fans are going to be mad, but yeah.
Love Joey. I love Joey, but yeah. No.
Is Her Loss better than Conway's album? No?
Nah.
Okay. LP with the super chat says, did the hype kill morale more than the music? It's possible.
No, the weight did. No, the weight in relationship to the quality. It's almost like there's a mathematical formula to like the weight of this album. And so if you insert the days that it took that we waited for this album, and then you weigh it on a scale and multiply that in relationship to the number of songs that we've gotten, and then you divide that and find the quality somewhere, what you're going to find is that shit don't add up. Period.
36
Chambers
says,
if you do not understand what I'm saying, it's because I do not understand what I'm saying, because we do not understand what he is saying, because this is not good. It do not add up. Why do we keep having to talk about this?
Because of who it is. 36 Chambers says...
Because of the name
yeah.
on the bottle. The brand on the name of the bottle, because you used to drinking the wine. That don't mean that the wine's having a good year.
36 Chambers with a super chat says, Mr. Morale is the greatest album I would never listen to. That statement from Justin Hunt is all you need to know. Great writing, not replayable. No, not replayability, rather.
I don't believe how we keep having to rehash the fact that nobody is replaying this.
I mean,
including
if you're not
the
listening
people
to it,
who big up it. I be telling people all the time, it's like, oh, what'd you ride to today? Like, you want to know, this is the thing about it. You would know it because you would see people on your social media playing the Kendrick. Think about it. Who you see in stories playing Kendrick on Instagram, TikTok, any of these social media platforms? Who bumping Kendrick in their stories?
Imagine Thriller and not playing.
Nobody playing no Auntie Diaries in their stories.
Right? No, they're not.
They're not.
Nobody's doing no challenge.
Nobody's playing Savior in their stories on social media now, are they?
Imagine talking about how great. Imagine talking about how great Thriller is and not playing the album and saying, well, you know, this is great, but you're not going to play any of the songs. You're not going to play Lady in My Life. You're not going to play Human Nature. You're not going to play Billie Jean. You're not going to play Beat It. You're not going to play Thriller. You're not going to play Wanna Be Starting Something, you know. But it's a great album.
You want to be starting something.
Doesn't even make sense to sit here and talk about how great an album is, but you don't listen to it. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't.
You're trying to tell people that subject don't need a predicate. That's what you're trying to do. You can't just be breaking the rules like that. You get what I'm saying? You're trying to tell the subject that they don't need the predicate. It's like, no. There's literal fundamental ways that this works. You can't be changing the fundamental rules by how we write for this guy.
This album right here I'm about to hand you is great, but you don't want to play it. You don't want to listen to it. It's just great. It's the most important rap album in hip-hop history, but you don't want to play it, you know, because you don't play it.
Rapper not knowing what adjectives are. This shit is crazy.
El Amin with the super chat says, what is this? Ethiops by Billy Woods.
Ethiops.
Yeah, Ethiops by Billy Woods. People keep talking about Billy Woods. Need to
all
spot
due respect.
facts. Arguably, Billy Woods is the best writer in hip hop right now. What say you?
I say they tripping.
Best writer in hip hop right now.
Yo, stop that. And I like Billy Woods and I enjoyed Ethiops. Let me show you how we rated Ethiops, because we actually talked about it on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
We actually did. Where's my rating for the Billy Woods? 3.5.
What did you say about it?
I'd have to go into my specific notes and find out where that
Oh,
is
I thought
buried
you had it
somewhere
in
in the
front of you.
year's worth of notes. But I remember saying, like, I remember the playability and the replayability, i.e., Kendrick being an issue. Just because somebody is lyrically inclined or conceptually inclined does not make the music henceforth brilliant or great or replayable on a high level. So it was a good project. It wasn't an album of the year contender at any point for me, but I liked the project.
36 Chambers says Billy Woods was uninspired and sleepy this year. Okay. Sleepy Joe. Sleepy Joe. Are there any albums that we're missing?
Let me just go back through the list again. I mean, these are the albums that didn't make it. Saba, A Few Good Things. Lotto's, 777.
Okay.
KRS-One's I'm an MC. I know we're going to do a separate category for all like the combo albums, right?
Yeah, and you know what? I changed my stance as far as the Mount Westmore. I'm going with the Wiz, Smoke DZA, Big Crit album.
And the
I
full court
love
press.
that album, man. I
Full
love
court press was fun.
It's fun.
Dope.
I love
It's
it.
fun.
And
No,
it's
rap
a
needs to have some
combination
fun.
that you never thought you needed. Like I
Do you
never
remember-
put Crit and Wiz together, let
you
alone Smoke
remember-
DZA.
How I started off the review? I started off by saying, now, you know I don't like this happy shit, but man, I really enjoyed this happy shit right here. It was fun. Had a great time listening to that album.
And there was
It's a
like
dope
two
album.
MVPs there. I think that Wiz is clearly an MVP.
Wiz.
But
Wiz.
Big Crit was a big part of the balance of that album too.
He gave it some soul.
He gave that
He
the
did. Crit gave
balance
the album
where
some soul. It was a nice pairing. I
he was
enjoyed
like
it. I'm with you.
he was like Big Boy is when him and Dre get together. It's like a balance that you need, because if Wiz is doing it, it gets too one way.
Now, I hear you, but also too, there are levels to this, and I feel like what Mount Westmore pulled off was more difficult.
I feel you, but I
Because
feel
you got to
like
balance
that,
those four guys, and still, and even respect all of those guys. Well, the best mic performance between the 7 MCs on the respective 2 albums is still Ice Cube.
I just think that they made the better album, in my opinion.
Okay, no. We here, like, we're not just gonna live off the name. We're just gonna say.
Yeah.
But I would like to do that list too, like do a top 5 of like the comp albums this year. So that's still on the table. Denzel Curry, Corday, which we like. We like the Corday. Czarface. This is what I mean. It's a heavy year. Czarface, Self Love 2 by Love the Genius, Phife Dawg Forever, 2 Chainz, Earl Sweatshirt, Sick, Drip Season Forever by Gunna. Lil Durk's album 7220, Future.
Gunna had the year on lock at the beginning of the year.
Course of the Inevitable 2 by Lloyd Banks. Right. Stuff everywhere. The
Want me to
Logic,
go through the list again?
The Game, Megan.
No, the Megan
Drew.
project was good.
Look, Drew, Jeezy, Armani.
Yeah.
This one didn't make the list.
Wow.
Like
what a heavy
we gonna
year.
have another 20 piece of the next up after the 20.
Wow. Well, this is what the list looks like now. KD3, Soul Sold Separately, Cheat Codes, No Fear of Time, The Forever Story, Food for Thought, 10, Drill Music in Zion, It's Almost Dry, Tana Talk 4, No Rest for the Wicked, a Little Sims album, Ramona Park. We got Continuance. We got Kiss the Ring, Ghetto Gods, Elephant Man's Bones, Herbert Conway's album, and Her Loss.
So it doesn't seem this way, but it's like, well, a couple things stuck out to me about the list when we named it off. First of all, it's a great crop of MCs on this list. That's the first thing that I think about because, well, anytime in your top 5 albums of the year, and these are names that you can say, Nas, Black Thought, Yasin Bey, Talib Kweli, Freddie Gibbs, you got a pretty dope list. There's some great MCing going on when those MC names are being named in the top 5 albums. But what I would tell you is that low key, when I look at it, man, upstate New York, even if it's not directly Griselda, is still running this rap shit in a lot of ways because Food for Thought is 6. West Side's 10 is 7. Tana Talk 4 is 10. No Rest for the Wicked by Ransom is 11. Elephant Man's Bones, that's Rock Marciano, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's on there. Conway's on there. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, oh, no. They still very much are like impacting this rap scene quality-wise because they still got about 5 or 6 projects checking in on the list this year. So even though maybe not at the top like they were when we started this podcast a couple of years ago, you can still see the quality imprints on the game all the way from the front to the back.
They put in some work this year. 36 Chambers with the super chat says, have y'all re-listened to the Czarface album? I stay playing that more than some of these 11 through 20 so far. Deck is crazy on there and great production.
I have played the Czarface a few times since then. There are, I played the deck, the Czarface more than some of these albums too, but that doesn't necessarily make them better. That's about personal preference, you know? But I will tell you, I don't know where the Czarface fits in. Out of respect, I'm going to give it a listen again. You know, it's like, how about this? I'm going to listen to Czarface before I listen to Herbert, but it's like, that's because it's like, that's about what I like.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I don't know if that necessarily makes it better.
DFW with the super chat says, Billy Woods is a hipster and pretentious slam poetry with mediocre rapping and boring loops.
Wow.
Boom.
Well, since he spends time, somebody just bought up Cormega's album. This is what I'm saying. I didn't even have Cormega's album because I just stopped writing. I can't even front. Like after KD3, it's like, man, I'm really tired of writing all these damn albums down, man. I'm like, man, we need to wrap this year up, man. I'm tired of writing this thing.
You want to do a top 10 MCs of 2022?
Absolutely.
Are we basing that on just straight up? All right, this is what I'm asking because I know you said something about you had Freddie. You had Benny over Freddie as an MC in this year.
Lyrically speaking.
Yeah, but Freddie over Benny as an artist. So I think that we should take the artist standpoint on this list as opposed to lyricism.
I'm cool with that.
Top 2, I think, is Nas and Black Thought.
Correct.
Okay.
Easy part done.
All right.
Right, easy part done. It's like, well, who's the best rap artist you heard this year? It's like,
what are we doing with J. Cole?
The same people it was in 1996.
Is J. Cole disqualified from because he didn't put out an album?
Who? Cole?
Yeah.
Huh. Is that going to be the qualifier that you have to put out an actual album to make the list?
I think we should.
Okay. Because we still have our guest appearance, artist list too.
Yeah.
Right.
Black Thought is at 2. And I don't know, man. I mean, Ransom or Freddie. I mean, Ransom's put in a lot of work. Or Lupe.
We're doing artist, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when you're saying that, are you talking about the overall package, including the notoriety that comes with it?
Well, we're saying MC. So, yeah, all of those things. Yeah.
Where is Pusha T at on this list for you? Is Freddie ahead of Pusha T? Because you heard.
I think Freddie is ahead of Pusha T.
You heard Gold Rings, though, right?
Yeah.
You heard Palm Olive on Bandana, right?
Yeah. I mean, Pusha T's the better MC, per se.
Mm-hmm. And he's having the bigger year.
Yeah.
Right.
It seems like the machine is definitely behind this Pusha T offering.
Unequivocally, but I'm saying, like, where is Freddie and these guys that you just named actually ahead of Pusha T this year? It's like, oh no, we can give you evidence on why Nas and Black Thought are ahead. See Aquamarine. See Legit. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, like these records we can go to. It's like, no. Listen to that. That's why. What Freddie got, because on Freddie's own album, we got Push, putting Pusha T type of guest appearance work in that he's pretty well known for, even though Freddie's verse is great. Just like it was on Palm Olive.
36 Chambers with the super chat. He says, JID, Lupe, Shay Noir, Yassine Bey, Talib, Freddie, Ransom, Pusha for the 3 to 10. Okay. So he has JID at 3, Lupe at 4, Shay Noir at 5, Yassine at 6, Talib at 7, Freddie at 8, Ransom at 9, Pusha at 10.
No, he might have the right people though. I would tell you just. I mean, for me, the 3 and 4 is actually between like Pusha and Freddie.
You think so?
For me, yeah. I mean, who would you throw in there? Because I'll tell you who I think my 5 probably is.
I think Benny should get some sort of consideration in that. And I do think that Shay and JID, damn, and Lupe, it's crazy, man, because all of these are on similar levels. Lupe with the lyrical performance.
Can I tell you what? So Talib has to make this top 10.
Oh, of course. No, definitely. He's done great work this year.
So who we putting at 3? No. Let's get to the business. It's like who we putting at 3?
I think we should put Freddie at 3. I think that the album that he put together and the way he was able to put it together with the versatility and all that, he should get that 3rd spot.
Okay.
Beats by Nobody with the super chat says, Makami, to me, is a better artist than Kendrick.
It's just disrespectful, but I hear what you're saying. I like the way Mach puts albums together. Balance Chow and Pray for Haiti were pretty epic.
Freddie at 3.
Okay.
Now at 4, are you trying to go Pusha? See, the thing is, man, I feel like the reasons why we would put Pusha over Lupe and Ransom is record label stuff.
Okay, so let's not do that then.
I don't think it has anything to do with the music per se.
Okay, so we got Freddie at 3. What would you say if I put Talib at 4?
Over Shay Noir and JID?
Yes.
Why would you say that?
He hit the bag pretty hard, Mike. When I'm going back and listening to all the verses that he did this year, he didn't miss the mark one time when he spit a verse this year.
Okay.
He didn't miss the mark one time when he spit a verse this year.
Listen, I'm okay with giving a legend like Talib some well-deserved flowers, especially since, we've come down on him as well.
Well, I mean, we're fair and we're balanced. That's what I'm saying. But he's been out here killing shit this year, though, as an MC.
Yeah.
I mean, like, for me, he sounds reinvigorated.
Yeah.
And delivery-wise, this is some of the best stuff. Delivery-wise, I feel like he's put down.
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what?
It's almost like
Ye lit a fire in him, sounds like.
That's what I mean. It's almost like some of the shit that Ye said kind of like made this, I don't know.
Yeah.
And so I would actually have him, I'm cool with him being at 4.
Okay. Are we going Ransom next? Are we going...
Yeah, we're going Ransom next.
Because Ransom's bar work was crazy this year.
Ransom bar work stupid out here.
All right, so we got Nas, Black Thought, Freddie Gibbs, that is, Talib Kweli, and Ransom at 5.
I'm cool with going Che or Lupe. Or Lupe and Che. That's what I think the next 2 are.
Shay put out multiple albums this year.
Che. There we go. Now I put Che right there.
And Lupe at 7.
Mm-hmm. And then I think I would put Benny, maybe.
Benny or Push?
No, Benny, because, hold on. Yeah, Benny because of the performances again. No, you got to think about it. He's on other cats' albums catching wreck in a way Push is not this year.
No, that's
blow
real.
For blow anybody. Can I interest you in one of the best verses we heard all year?
Yeah.
And that's another thing, too. You want to know what? Pusha's going to be the last person on this list, even though he's making this list, because he didn't have any verse of the year contenders.
His best verse was on Freddie's album.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So.
All right.
Yeah.
So who's 9? Because what we got left is, Yasin Bey.
JID.
JID. Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. I like the list. Hold on. This is what we got, guys. And let us know if we can post this to our thousands and millions of followers. We got Nas at number 1. Black Thought at number 2. Freddie Gibbs at 3. Talib Kweli at 4. Ransom at 5. Shay Noir at 6. Lupe Fiasco at 7. Benny the Butcher at 8. JID at 9. And Pusha T at 10. I like the list. Shout out to Rome Street.
Hold on. Can I ask you something?
Mm-hmm.
Are we doing Yasin a disservice?
Are we?
I'm asking you. You're the bigger fan.
I don't think so.
Okay, I'm just checking. No. I got to check the temperature on it because it's not like he didn't come with it. And when we're doing top 10 verses this year, isn't Yonder's one of those?
Yeah, I think that it was in the discussion.
Okay. I just want to,
I
just want to make sure we're being fair and balanced about it. That's all.
Well, shit, we should. You want to go through some of these verses?
Yep.
Okay.
I think that was what was next up
anyway. I want to post these too. All right, so we got the. You said the second verse or the last verse, a WTF SMH, right? That's on.
Well, hold on. Well, hold on. Let's start at the top and work our way down.
Johnny P's.
Don't we have? I'm about to say Aquamarine or Johnny P's Caddy.
Okay.
What's our verse? What's our verse of the year?
That's what I'm saying because
picking like top 10 verses. Well, we're picking our verse of the year. Okay. So what's the verse of the year?
Verse of the year is Aquamarine. First verse.
Correct. Verse 1, right?
Yep.
Second place would be what? Johnny P's Caddy by J. Cole?
Yep. J.
Cole. Is that everybody's feeling?
Yep. All right, and verse number 3. Now I see Talib Peppers here. I see WTF SMH here. I see Benny's verse on Blow for Blow here. I see Yonder's here. I see Lupe's verse on what is that? Miss Morale. I see Neck and Wrist, Jay-Z's verse. I see Wayne's verse from God Did. Go ahead. You were
we picked Jay-Z's verse from Neck and Wrist. Did we do that? No, we just said that was better than the God Did verse. We didn't put that in, did we?
Yeah, I don't think it should be in there.
Right. Malice's verse is no Malice's verse is the best verse on the album. That should be in there.
Okay. We got that here. We got the second verse on Mike and Quincy in here.
Yeah. Okay,
is
so
that
first,
number
the first
3?
thing that,
Is that number 3?
I think that it is, but I don't know if it has. I don't know. How about this? When you named all of those verses, I thought immediately between the Mike and Quincy second verse, Talib's verse on Peppers, and Yasin's verse on Yonder's.
Mm-hmm.
Those were the 3 that came to my mind. So what say you?
I'm okay with. Let me go to the super chat, and then I'm gonna get back. 36 Chambers with the $20 super chat says JID is lyrically dense, introspective, thoughtful, rides crazy pockets, killed several features this year, and had one of the best albums of the year. Sings on the tracks. Had a video of the year contender, in Crack Sandwich. He should be higher. Okay.
Where we have him?
We have him in 9.
No.
Put him over Benny and Lupe?
No, we're not. Like we have him in our top 5 rap albums and we have him in our top 10 artists. We're not doing him any disservice. What other publication did he make top 5 for albums and top 10 for artists?
Probably a lot of the publications. He's one of the mainstream guys to shine in.
Let's see that.
Okay, this is what I'm gonna say for number 3. I might be going Michael and Quincy's second verse,
Me too. And
and
then
then
I'm
I might
going
be going
Peppers.
Peppers. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going Mike and Quincy and Peppers too. Yep. Mike and Quincy second verse. And then Peppers, right?
Hmm.
And then Yonders, right?
I was thinking that too.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking just
Um,
like that.
Yonders.
Actually, hold on. Stop.
Hmm.
Stop. Is the Yonders verse better than Benny's verse on Blow for Blow?
It's not. I'm gonna go blow for
Right.
blow. I
Right.
might go
Benny's
blow
verse
for
on
blow
Blow
at
for
number
Blow.
4 and move Peppers
Huh?
down.
What?
I might go blow for blow at number 4 and move Peppers down.
I don't know about that.
Hmm.
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 We can settle with
What
blow for
say
blow being at 5 right now, and then go Yonders.
it's definitely a top 5 verse this year. Yonder's at 6.
Yeah, man, I can't stop listening to blow for blow. Let's see.
What else we
Somebody
got
said
hanging out?
Ab-Soul's first verse on "Do Better." I like it.
I like it. I don't know if it's on. I don't know if it's top 10.
Now let's be fair here because I know people are gonna say this. The Heart Part 5, verse of the year candidate.
I was actually thinking about No Malice's verse on "I Pray for You."
The Heart Part 5 should be worthy. And then you got God Did from Jay-Z, right?
You can't sit up there and do that after we just did the whole Pusha T thing and put Pusha T at 10. You feel me? So that whole God Did and that whole Kendrick. No. We keeping all that. You can keep that.
Okay.
You can let those other mass publications that need to keep their hands greased by certain people. They can do that. We don't have to do that. We don't have to do that.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly could tell you I hadn't gone back to the verse. I'm just being real.
That's what I'm saying. Like, think about it. Like, think about the other verses. Like, we go back to just to hear 'em. Like, Mike, I woke up to Aquamarine every day for like 2 weeks straight. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Like every day, it's
incredible.
like, no, cut that Aquamarine on.
I'm seeing people say Black Thought's verse on Belize. It's a good one.
Ooh, that's what. Oh,
I see
no,
JID
no.
on 151 Rum. Does
I was
JID
actually thinking. I was actually thinking. What is it? Killer Mike's verse on Strangers.
I like Killer Mike on Strangers. I don't know if it's verse of the year.
No, not verse of the year. You don't think that's top 10 caliber though?
I don't know, man. Some heavy verses out here.
Some heavy verses, some heavy bar work this year. Yes, absolutely.
Thun second verse is what I'm seeing. Johnny P's Caddy's overrated. Is what I'm seeing. Space Rabbit.
No, not quite.
Third verse of the Heart was great.
No,
Let's see.
no.
Quantum
What do you
Leap.
think? Huh?
JID Crack Sandwich.
Maybe. I think that deserves some mention. Maybe we can maybe write that down. I'm just trying to think about the stuff that blew my mind.
Last verse on
What's
K Dot's Mother I Sober. I can jive with that. I think, you know what, this is what I will say. I do think that I think a verse or two on Kendrick's album should get consideration.
You understand the only person we even got 2 verses written down for is Nas, and you're talking about Kendrick getting some consideration with a couple verses. It's like,
I think
how?
his last
How?
verse on Mama I Sober, and I think that his last verse on Auntie's Diaries.
Auntie Diaries?
Yeah.
I think the Auntie Diaries verse is better if we're going to pick a verse. Since what we do is pick verses based on writing now, not on the actual music and how it actually
because
flows.
the thing is, I'm not even going to front. If we omit the writing that he's done on that album, or at least that individual song, and he's not included in the top 20, it's gonna look like something else. But yeah, I think Auntie's Diary's last verse should get consideration.
That's fine.
I'm gonna put it off to the side right now.
No, you can just go ahead and put it on in.
What, at
It's
number
fine.
7?
Mm-hmm.
Last verse. And Mad Max says, Sean goes off on that third verse on the heart. Yes. Let's see what else we got here. Okay. So the other verses that I see here, of course, you got Killer Mike Strangers, right?
Right.
Miss Morale from Lupe Fiasco.
Yes.
We have Wayne on God Did, which I think
We
is a
got
very special verse.
Me Too. And
What about J.
we got
Cole
No
on
Malice.
London
We
and
got No
Stick?
Malice on I Pray For You.
I Pray For You, yes. Okay. All right, so these are the ones that are left.
What about J. Cole on Stick?
I was thinking about that. I see it right here. J. Cole on Stick and J. Cole on London.
On London.
Which verse is better? I think the London verse might be slightly better. The Stick song is better. But
Stick's a better song. London's a better bar work.
Michael and Quincy is number 3. Are we getting WTF SMH on here?
Where are we at? What number are we on?
We're on number 8. So this is what we got. We got Aquamarine, Johnny P's Caddy at number 2. Michael and Quincy, last verse at number 3. Talib's verse on Peppers at number 4. We got Benny the Butcher's verse on Blow for Blow at number 5. We have Yasin Bey's verse from Yonders at number 6. And we have Kendrick Lamar's final verse on Auntie's Diaries at number 7. Are we going Malice from there?
Huh?
Are we going No Malice from there?
About to say, what do you think's the better verse, the No Malice verse or the WTF SMH verse?
I think the WTF SMH verse is better. And then I would go Malice, and then I might go Wayne.
Yep, I'm with that. I'm with that action because I'm looking at these albums right now, and it's like, yeah, that's all you're gonna get out of me. What'd you think about Nas's verse on the Glorious record with Cormega? You think that's better than WTF SMH? I don't. I'm just asking questions.
I don't think so.
Okay, just checking.
Yes.
What do you think about Black Thought's verse on the No Fear of Time album?
I was thinking about that.
So was I.
I don't think enough people heard it. I'm sorry, I'm joking. But
No. I've been totally nice to these guys today, and then you want to say something like that. I even kept quiet when Luminary's been overcharging you with their problematic interface.
You know, a part of me wants to call, but I'm not going to do that. Like, yeah, you guys have charged me.
You've been robbed.
You guys have charged me for 5 months for some services
You've been
I didn't
robbed.
use.
You haven't even been
But I'm
watching
gonna charge
Dave
it to the
Chappelle's-
game.
Listen, you haven't been listening to the Chappelle podcast that's on there, which is the main reason for the purchase. Definitely told you
I
to
haven't
drop
been
it in the
listening to
bag.
anything on there.
You need to go get your money back. They definitely robbed you.
I think I'm gonna have to call Luminary. I say that respectfully.
Money.
I think they got me on purpose. I know I went in there and canceled, man. I went in there and canceled, and I kept getting charged. But you know, that's what happens when you're dealing with subscription-based stuff, right?
No. When you be canceling stuff with subscriptions that don't have problematic interfaces that are built to be used for music, these things don't occur. But I'm gonna say less.
Or you know what I'm saying, like you said, when it's a situation where you actually downloaded an app and got a subscription for one movie or for one album or something, and just to watch it once and then cancel it, things like this happen. But whatever. Okay, so this is what we got for the top verses. We got Aquamarine at number 1, Johnny P's Caddy at number 2. We got Michael and Quincy at number 3. We got Peppers, Talib's verse at number 4. We got Blow for Blow, Benny's verse at number 5. We got Yasin Bey's Yonder verse at number 6. Auntie's Diaries final verse at number 7. WTF SMH last verse at number 8. Number 9, we have No Malice's verse from Pusha's album. And number 10, we got Wayne's verse from God Did.
Is that Wayne verse better than that Black Thought verse, though, for real, on No Fear of Time? Because when No Fear of Time came out, I thought the two best verses on that album were Black Thought's verse and then the Yonders verse.
Probably not. I need to go back and listen. I will say this about Wayne's verse on God Did. I don't know. I need to go back and listen to both of them. Obviously, Black Thought's Black Thought. He's at a level. But I think that what
It was pretty
Wayne did
special
on
on there.
there, I think that's going to be a real memorable verse, even though it kind of got drowned out by, Jay's verse. But some of the things that Wayne said on there, he's talking like I've never heard him talk before about his impact on this current era. I think he hit all the marks. 36 Chambers with the super chat says Talib said Mike isn't allowed to leave Luminary now after giving No Fear of Time album of the year.
Fool's
Said
wild.
said who's problematic now? Yeah, I mean, I looked at my statements. I'm like, Luminary's still charging me? How many of y'all are going through this? We need a class action. No, I'm just kidding. So I said Wheezy over Lupe, huh? Okay. Yeah, that might be the real discussion. I don't know if we could put Wayne's verse over Lupe's Miss Morales verse.
Oh, we left Lupe out? No, we can't do that.
Okay, I think Lupe is gonna have to slide right after Auntie's Diaries at number 8. Or do you got WTF SMH over that?
I mean, technically, the WTF SMH verse isn't better technically. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you want to give Lupe that lyrical like bar work nod, you can, because part of what makes WTF SMH so strong is the permeating message. It's kind of like some Ice Cube, Chuck D, sneaky type of you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's like all sorts of little real life jewels all over the joint. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so if it's not your lyrical miracle that the Lupe verse is, though, so I'm cool if you want to slide. Not by much, though. I really think this Black Thought verse, though, Mike, because I'm looking at it, it's like, no, it's what I thought it was. It's Black Thought.
Read it off real quick.
I rep the few that could sell you this life story in 2 acts from New Jack. The he who found glory and knew that. I started in the trap, freestyling over the 2-track. When I was realizing my chronicle, where was you at? I'm true black. Some feel as though my opinions are too black. I paid a major price with the label. Now where the food at? My crew black, from white to light skin to the blue black. We travel in the time when the world ended. I flew black. I flew back to an open door and saw a culture deeper than the ocean floor. Then I came and know which chord and which dependence overture. And do for self so you know your rights and know the law. 9 times out of 10, they ain't worth the paper that they wrote it on. They'll try to beat us. They will never defeat us. Attack thought leaders as black warriors. Descend into darkness like Black Orpheus. The story of the story is back. Y'all see us. We touching everything that move. It's like you got the bomb throwing at the show and prove. From an era before the views but came confused. Comes an American gangster / Langston Hughes. And when I step into a place, it creates the mood. When I give a dissertation, we make the news. All my team do is win because we hate to lose. The stars say it's you again, let me make some room. I don't relate to fools. They focus on the vision, they all going to hell and just swear you going with them. Not just to visit because there's a mental prison existing. Isn't living, I pray that you know the difference. If you're trying to go the distance, liberate your mind, your soul gonna follow. It ain't far behind as long as you're not hollow. It ain't hard to find. I personally transcend space and time. Shine like silhouette. And then Talib comes in.
Yeah, that's probably a top 3.
That's what I'm saying. It's like even when I'm reading it out, it's broken up and I don't have my breath. I'm like, oh yeah, this is why, yeah.
I think I would put that right after, right between Mike and Quincy and Peppers.
I think metaphorically speaking, the Mike and Quincy verse is superior, but I'm cool if you want to put that ahead. Actually,
I'm putting it after. I'm putting it after. I got it because Mike and Quincy is 3. I'm thinking it's right after that.
Are you sure it's better than the Peppers verse? Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
go ahead, put it back in. Yeah,
Black Thought's crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like he's crazy. Now, when you were reading that, I started thinking about Kane's verse on Busta Rhymes' joint.
I was thinking about Kane's verse on the Cool G Rap joint.
Yeah.
Thinking about Cool G Rap.
I think Kane's verse on the Busta is more standout to me.
Then what? Oh, then the G Rap
one on G Rap, yeah.
That's fair. No, I can see that. But is it better than that Wayne verse?
Wayne's already been taken off. Lupe came
Oh,
in.
oh.
Malice is the next to go. So this is what
Okay.
it
So,
looks like right now. We got
mm-hmm,
Aquamarine. Then
right.
we got Johnny P's Caddy's verse. That's J. Cole's verse. Then you got Mike and Quincy final verse. Then you got Black Thought's verse on No Fear of Time. Then you got Talib's verse on Peppers. Then you got Benny's verse on Blow for Blow. Then you got Yassine's verse on Yonders. Then you got Auntie's Diary's final verse. Then you got Lupe at Miss Morale. Then you got WTF SMH.
WTF. That's
Yeah.
the
Last verse, and then you got No Malice's verse at 10. Where does
So is that No
Kane
Malice verse still a top 10 verse? Like, is the Wayne verse more epic?
is all right? Which one are we putting in there? Will we put in Wayne, No Malice, or Big Daddy Kane's verse?
I'm gonna be partial to Kane because it's Kane. You feel me?
Yeah.
Because it's like it's almost like when you perform at that level at this stage. It's like the Rakim verse. It's like, oh, you still do that?
Does the WTF SMH verse need to stay?
I mean, how do you feel? I'm the bigger Nas fan, so I'm always careful. And here's how I feel about it. I feel like last year, like literally damn near everything on Magic was like lyrically better than like everything else. Like every record.
Yeah.
Like every record. So I told you, this record didn't have the same mission. He just proved in December lyrically nobody can fuck with him when he tries. Yeah. So this album didn't have that objective. He just got done getting that out on Magic.
Yeah.
So this is more about the message and the metaphors on KD3. You feel me? And so if you want to slide it, it's just like understand like how and why you sliding.
I want to ask the people. We're keeping 2. And the 4 that we have to choose from is WTF SMH last verse, No Malice's verse on Pusha's album, Wayne's verse on God Did, and Big Daddy Kane's verse on Busta Rhymes Joint. Which 2 are we keeping? Mad Max with the super chat says, I said Sean on Go Off from the AB album. Oh, yeah.
I told you that was one of his best verses, but it's not a verse of the year contender. Yeah, but it's a great job by Sean. I was super impressed.
And the third verse. Yeah. Let's see where we at. I want to see what people got to say about this. Eric Terrell with the super chat says, Mike, are you still waiting on the playoffs to say that Brady has fell off after Sunday's game against the Bengals? Brady looks bad, man. It's over. I'm still waiting on the playoffs, though, but it looks bad.
I don't know why.
I mean, because he's Tom Brady, but I don't think he's.
Oh, I mean, I love him just as much as you do, Mike, but it's just like, let's say this again. Let's go back to like real life and what happens. This man just went through a divorce. He does not sleep with his kids every night when he is now back home. That life is different now. It takes time to adjust in all things in perspective in life. When something like that happens, and it happens in public viewing, it's magnified. It's regular people.
Can you explain why Jay-Z's God Did verse didn't make your cut? Because that's the elephant in the room as well when it comes to verses.
No, I think it should be like Neck and Wrist is the one that actually has a better actual case because of the literary devices and what he does well, and the entendre play and the usage of words and the flip and the vocal inflection and all the things that come with high-level Jay-Z emceeing are found more on Neck and Wrist than God Did. So you're asking the right question about the wrong verse, quite frankly, which means you just out here flagging and flogging and fucking the game up.
I'm seeing a lot of people saying No Malice and Nas's verse are the ones that should stay.
Okay.
Yeah, so
everybody's so quick to
y'all
flip.
Cool with Kane's verse going.
Listen, everybody's so quick to flip or say they with the shits. They go against someone look just like them, but when the enemy has government powers, they become cowards. They cut the tough guy shit. That's how WTF SMH the second verse starts off. So it's like, that's what I mean. Is it him on 4016 building? It's like, no. Is he still rapping better than everybody lyrically except for like Black Thought on Aquamarine and a couple of random verses? It's like, well, yes.
Black Thought is so special, man. I can't even put it in words. Leroy Green with the super chat says, Mike, Miss Morale's second verse was the best verse. Okay. That's the one we got down, I thought. Black Thought, you and I said something offline today, and you were talking about the pairing, or we were talking about the pairing of Black Thought and Danger Mouse, and how I feel like Danger Mouse gave great production, but, you know, it had some spots here and there, but we think they should give it another go. And, you know, and it worked for Nas and Hit Boy, because KD1 was dope, and then KD2 came and it was better. And then Magic came and it was better, and then KD3 came and it was better. Imagine if Black Thought and Danger Mouse continue on this collaboration. Because I know Black Thought's been kind of jumping around from producer to producer, but I like this pairing for him.
I think he just needs to chill, because it's like I was telling you behind the scenes. Well, Cheat Codes is better than KD1 to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's like if this Nas and Hit Boy run is kind of readjusted the curve and gotten back to the MC and producer combo on that curve, you know, Thought and Cheat Codes would be like ahead of the curve that even Nas are on now. It's going to be very high to ascend to KD2 and KD3 and Magic levels, because here's the thing. Well, we have seen Nas ascend to those levels on solo albums multiple times. We have never seen Thought ascend to that level. Okay? But it's there. Some good stuff there. Mm-hmm. It's there. And let's not like he has ascended on classic group albums. Things Fall Apart and Illadelph being the most notable of those. So it's there. And I'm with you. I think they definitely need to go run it back. Like, run it back. It's like, no. Like, you just put yourself in championship contention. It's like, no, yeah. like think about this. Black Thought has always been a championship MC. We've always talked about having the catalog to go play for the rings. It's like, this is the first catalog solo album that makes him as a solo MC, independent of the Roots Holy, championship contender. And so just about that should do it again, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. I think they knocked it out of the park with this one. I mean, I think that it was in discussion for Album of the Year. At least here it was.
It's third. And I think a lot of publications have it in its top 5.
And honestly, of the 3, it was the first one to come out. So it was number 1 for a second.
Yeah, no. It was our first. I think it was our first like album of the year where we were like, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, because No Fear of Time, again, I kind of felt like No Fear of Time was just such a different and jaw-dropping effort when you first hear it, that I didn't feel comfortable putting Cheat Codes ahead of No Fear of Time. But as time has gone on, I get it. And, you know, it is ahead of it. Slightly. But I'll say this. The top 4 this year are very heavy albums. And I think that these top 4 are going to be albums that can kind of go against any other year.
Yeah, no. Those 4 albums match up well with anything that's like not inside those top 5 rap years. Yeah. It can compete with all those other years outside of the top 5 rap years because of the artists who were in there. Because it's like, well, in what other year that's not a top 5 rap year in your top 4 rap albums are you going to get a list of these 5 MCs? Nas, Freddie, Thought, Yasin, and Talib. No, it's hard to beat those 5 MCs. Yeah. In any year. You got to go to a top 5 year, like to do it. And so this is still a really good year. It's not an all-time great year, but this has been a really, really good year. It's a deep year with a lot of projects. It's like when we think of years that have depth, we always go to 96. You know what I'm saying?
95.
It's like when you're talking,
has a lot of depth.
Yeah, but it's classic depth. This isn't a classic depth year. It's just a good depth year. Mm-hmm. It's good. It's not 98 either.
People are saying that SSS not going to hold up. We'll see.
I don't know about that. You want to know what? This is something that I realized too. Like, part of why SSS sounds the way it does, this is technically Freddie's first major album release. Is it? On a major label. Yes, this is his major album release. This is why all the productions and everything switched up and all that. That's why I was like, well, no, he maybe shouldn't have went back to that Alfredo formula, because Alfredo got him to the point of actually major deal.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, now this is the most difficult list, I think. Top 10 songs.
Well, hold on, and I want people to understand this too. Every year, we usually do a top 20 lyricists. We're just going through the top 10s of everything, and if we have time again, we're going to circle back out and do 11 to 20. But it's like every year I do top 20 rhymes, album, so it's not just 10. We're just kind of doing it 10 for the show. Like your favorite verse might find itself between 11 to 20. Like, how about this? Do I think that Neck and Wrist is a top 10 verse this year? No. Do I think it's a top 20 verse? Yes.
And you say God Did's not because of
God
the
Did by Lil
wordplay?
Wayne is.
Well, why do you think people were ranting and raving about Jay-Z's verse on God Did? Thing?
Because it's long. They're like, oh my God, he rapped for 3 or 4 minutes. It's like, so is every other rapper that has ever lived. You just didn't hear it.
Hold on, you're not
Like,
impressed by a 3-minute long verse?
no, I'm not. He's Jay. Is that what you got to impress me? Jay is this one. It's like, no, that is not impressive. Let me ask you something. Where does that rank in the canon of his verses?
I think it's
nowhere.
It's a special situation, but yeah, if we're talking about, if you just pulled me to the side, was like, yo, your 10 favorite Jay-Z verses, that verse isn't even gonna come to mind.
Mm-hmm. And quite frankly, Wayne just has the superior verse.
I think so too.
Too many songs, weak rhymes is mad long. Make it brief, son. Half short, twice strong.
Not mad at that. Shout out to the Jizzle. Top 10 songs. This is the difficult one.
This is where it becomes problematic. So we have Aquamarine and Mike and Quincy.
Yes. Yeah. All right.
Right.
Aquamarine's the song of the year.
Yes.
And verse of the year.
Yeah.
Okay. Mike and Quincy, you got that as number 2?
Yep.
I listened to that today too.
It's pretty fucking epic.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it takes me back to when we were, at the station head party listening to it. And, we were announcing it. I was like, okay, Mike and Quincy, press play. And I was like, yo, this doesn't sound anything like I thought it was going to sound.
I told you, I was like, man, this album of the year conversation's over. Like right here.
Yeah.
First four records is like, yep, so this is over.
I think Diet Coke's in the conversation.
Who?
I think Diet Coke's in the conversation. You don't
this
think
high?
So? Not this high, but I'm just
okay,
talking
yeah.
about
We can put Diet Coke in the conversation.
I see what we have here. We have Johnny P's Caddy, and I see Stick too.
I think Stick is actually better than Johnny P's Caddy.
Okay.
Am I wrong?
No, Stick's hard. Is Peppers in this top 3?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Think so?
Yeah, Peppers would be the next song to keep off the board. It's a draft board, Mike. On the draft board, Peppers is the next song coming
over Diet Coke? You picking Peppers over Diet Coke?
I sure am. Say better mic performance and beat. That's what I'm saying about how high you have Diet Coke. It's like, well, the beat the Peppers is better, and the bar work is just frighteningly silly.
I see Rabbit Vision here.
I'm with Rabbit Vision, but that ain't better than Peppers either. Y'all need to stop playing with me. I told you, Mike, when I heard Peppers, I was like, is this better than Mike and Quincy or Aquamarine? It's like, because it's stained. It's one of those records that every time you put it on, no, it still hits. It's like, oh no, it's like, oh, hold on. My bad.
What do you think about?
You made a modern day classic that quick. It's a classic. Like,
what do you think about Super
classic.
Kick Party? Because I can't stop playing it.
See, this is what I'm saying. You think Super Kick Party is better than Diet Coke?
It's not a better song than Diet Coke.
That's what I'm saying. See, you talking about like personally, like what you like, because it's like Super Kick Party. Is that better than Blow for Blow?
No, it's not. But
right.
Super Kick Party
like Super Kick Party.
This is what I'll say about Super Kick Party, and I think we're gonna have a category for this. It's one of the best beats of the year. It is.
It is.
Now that's one of the best beats of the year.
But I mean,
might not be one of the best songs, but one of the best beats for sure.
You think Super Leap? Do you think Super Kick Party is better than Quantum Leap?
I need to go back and listen to Quantum Leap again. But yes, off the top of my head, yes. People are saying PYS by my man Freddie.
I told you PYS is the banger on there, but Rabbit Vision is the song.
PYS is my shit,
PYS is that jam.
To tell the people out here, I was actually going to spit a freestyle to PYS and put it up on the channel. But That's still
Yeah,
my
I still got my verse in the chamber, Mike. I just ain't really found nothing that I want to spit it on. I was just like, am I going to like go old school and acapella? And then I was like, oh, I'm old, I'm busy. Like, damn all this. I'll write another rap sometime, other time.
Yeah, when I heard the PYS beat, I was like, oh yeah, I got to rap to this, and then I just got busy and never did it.
All right, it's like I don't rap no more. No way, damn all that. Next time I write a rhyme, we'll see what happens. Right.
Okay, so all right, these are the songs that we got. We got Aquamarine at number 1, song of the year. We got Mike and Quincy at 2. We got Peppers at 3. We're cool with that so far.
Yeah.
All right, the other songs that are sitting here in the mix, you got Johnny P's Caddy, you got Stick, you got, I don't know how people feel about this, but Pushin' P, and you got Diet Coke, Strong Friend, Rabbit Vision, Blow for Blow.
I would go Blow for Blow.
Blow for Blow's number 4.
I would.
Blow for Blow's crazy.
Blow for Blow is crazy.
Shit is crazy.
Shit is not right.
I'm cool with Diet Coke being after that. I love the fact that
you really love some Diet Coke. I'm trying to figure this out. Like, there's nothing really like
Diet
listen
Coke's
to
the
what
best
he
song
said.
on the album.
But it's not, for one.
It's not.
Brambleton and Let the Smoker Shine the Cooper better, but like I get what you're saying though. Like it just is, Mike. Like it just is.
Because when Diet Coke dropped, that actually got you excited about this Pusha T album. I think the way they released it kind of worked against the song as it lives in the album. But when it was released, it was everywhere. People were freestyling over it and everything. It was one of them records. We haven't had a record like that where people just took the beat and started doing shit to it in a minute. It wasn't like on some, trap trendy shit. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's valid. Okay, we could put Diet Coke at number 5.
Eric Terrell with the super chat says, legit took a classic scene, added drums, and killed it with Eddie Kane, and Nas legit is a song of the year. Okay?
That's my favorite song on the album. That's my personal favorite.
I think that was the song that I heard when I was like, yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Right. Yeah.
Listen, I'm fine with legit being on the list.
Me too. Because I think it's up there.
Even though my personal favorite song on the album is Once a Man, Twice a Child. Can't stop listening to it.
Boy, you be loving them boom baps, boy. You love you some boom bap.
Yeah. DFW with the super chat says, what is a dope bar from Blow for Blow? He said Blow to Blow. Give him the Magic Johnson line.
Right. I caught it. The cookie was still good on Magic Johnson. Hello.
Or
Hello.
What he said? I'm on your neck like the tank on Master P.
I'm on your neck like the tank on Master P.
Matter of fact, I'm on your neck like tag on T's. Woo! Yo, Blow for Blow's crazy. All right.
This is for the boys that I made the man. Hustlers, I fronted their first pack and gave a chance. If you need you an extra hand, I suggest you stand next to the God like Abraham. It's literally the best bar this year. The best bar this year is on that record. The 2 best punchlines this year are on the same damn record. He talking about some name a bar from there. Shame on whoever did that.
Yo, shout out to Rome Streets too, because he set it off on there too.
Shame on whoever did that. Cocaine fell in the pot. I caught it. The cookie still was good on Magic Johnson. Hello.
All right. So top 5, we got Aquamarine, Mike and Quincy, Peppers, Blow for Blow, Diet Coke. We going Stick after that. Rabbit Vision's on the board. I think legit.
Rabbit Vision. I think Rabbit Vision in the end is Rabbit Vision to me is the prime example of why Freddie is so underrated, because he makes a song like that and people acting like the song's not great.
And it's a top 3 album in the year. I mean, shit, it's
right.
number 2, right?
And it might be the most complete song. That and PYS are probably the most complete sounding songs on the album, full of complete sounding songs. Hello.
Strong Friend. Legit. You think Legit should get a spot here? Johnny P's Caddy is still out there too, and so is Stick.
I like Legit more than all of those records.
Okay.
But I love some Stick.
Okay, let's do Legit, Johnny P's Caddy. I don't know about Strong Friends.
I don't know either. Strong Friends might not make this list now I'm thinking about it. Because it's not better than Stick.
Johnny. All right, we got one more slot.
Ooh. Hold on.
Crack Sandwich.
Ooh. Crack Sandwich is a contender.
36 Chambers says Crack Sandwich for the storytelling.
I can go with Crack Sandwich maybe.
Okay.
I'm just looking through these albums and I'm like, hold on. I feel like go through your best albums. What's the best song on No Fear of Time?
I think, to me, Yonder's, but I don't think it's in this conversation.
Nope, it's not. We already got Peppers. We already got Diet Coke. We already got Johnny P's Caddy. What about anything on Ransom's album, Continuance? What about Quantum Leap? You need to listen to Quantum Leap.
I need to go back and listen to Quantum Leap again. Nothing on Food for Thought.
The joint with Love and Armani is really fire.
Really, really dope. I don't know if it's a top 10 song of the year.
I don't know if it's top 10.
Let's see. I'm going through my notes. Ooh, what about the record with Conway and Jill Scott?
Chanel Pearls?
Mm-hmm.
I was actually thinking, what about the Drake 21 record where they took the More Money, More Murder, More Homicide shit?
Yeah.
Oceans? Wasn't that Oceans or something like that?
Let me find the actual name of the song. I'm sure somebody in the chat's going to beat me to it. Yeah, that's the song I'm forgetting about.
Yeah, that was... No.
No, that's a really good...
We do it all here at According to Hip Hop.
Middle of the Ocean. Middle of the Oceans, definitely.
Middle of the Oceans, yep.
Okay. All right, something's got to go.
That Middle of the Ocean shit was hard.
Oh, yeah. No, it's hard. Andrew Green with the super chat says, I think that Nas' first verse on Recession Proof is a sleeper for a top verse of the year. Peep the rhyme scheme again. What y'all think?
No. I see what he's saying. No. I hear you. I see you. But that's what I mean. See, people have to understand the intent was different. The intent was different this time around. There's verse of the year contender stuff all over like KD3, the same way it's kind of like all over cheat codes. So it's all about identifying those highlight moments when you have supreme lyricists like that. But also, too, the lyrical tenacity is not being emphasized because he just made magic.
Yeah. All right. We might have forgotten some, but we'll see. These are the 10. Well, actually, I got 11. One of them has to go. We got Aquamarine, Mike and Quincy, Peppers, Blow for Blow, Diet Coke, Rabbit Vision, Legit, Johnny P's Caddy, Stick, Middle of the Ocean, Crack Sandwich. Which goes? Something's got to go. That's 11.
It's going to have to be Crack Sandwich. Some of it is about the length.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to have to be Crack Sandwich.
I think the best song on the JID album is a song.
Sister and Them?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a song of the year,
What,
candidate.
Sister and Them?
No, not Sister and Them. Cody Blue 31. I think that's a song of the year.
Oh,
candidate.
yeah.
Cody Blue is a song of the year candidate to me.
I think it's better than Johnny P's Caddy.
Okay. I didn't expect you to say that, but I'm with you there. I mean, it's a really good song.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know he shot a video and everything for it, but that should have been the song that they pushed. Okay, well, that leaves us with, what, you think Johnny P's Caddy should go? Johnny P's Caddy is getting a lot of props this year anyway, so if it got taken off this list. Okay, let me be real.
No, we can't take it off. No, because it's too dope. No, I'm thinking about it. No, it's too
I think,
nice.
honestly, the way...
And it set the year off properly.
And I say this respectfully. I think the one that would have to go from this list might be Legit.
Legit. Well, it's not a single.
Yeah, it's not. You know what I mean? Like,
I wish he would release it as a single.
because when you look at the rest of this list, everything else, I mean, it kind of sticks out like a sore thumb.
No, that's cool.
It looks like favoritism almost.
Right.
Eric Terrell with the super chat says Legit took on a classic scene, added the drums, and killed it. Now, oh yeah, home. Did I go back?
Yeah, you might have went back up.
Yeah, I went back real far. Hold on. Sorry about that, y'all. Yeah, Andrew Green's there. Yeah, I see where I'm at now. Okay. 36 Chambers says the darkest part on cheat codes with Raekwon. Man, see, that's a banger.
But nah.
Banger. But yeah, I feel you.
No, how about this? You want to know the truth? Oh, you want to know what song we're missing?
What's that?
No Gold Teeth.
Shit, we are.
That's the record.
That's the record we're missing.
That's the record we're missing.
made us forget about that record. Yeah.
Aquamarine made us forget about No Gold Teeth. No Gold Teeth was damn near Song of the Year before Aquamarine came out.
Yeah, No Gold Teeth.
When it comes to the job getting done, what am I?
Yeah.
God of the microphone, praise the Lord. Any MC disagree with me, raise your sword. I'm Agent Orange.
Yeah, that's really high.
And the band keeps playing on.
I'm willing to put that right under Peppers.
It is right under Peppers.
And then Blow for Blow going after that. Like,
I'm cool with that too.
Something gotta go, man. Something gotta go. It might be Rabbit Vision now that I'm looking at it.
Rabbit Vision might have to go. Ain't none of them records better than No Gold Teeth, except for only record that I know for certain is better than No Gold Teeth is Mike and Quincy and Aquamarine. Yeah. I'm thinking it might be better than Peppers now that I'm thinking about it. Man, he's a mess.
I think it is better than Peppers, to be honest.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. No Gold Teeth. He made the first and third best song. It looked like Nas keeping Black Thought out of some shit because Black Thought Man made the two best songs this year if it wasn't for Mike and Quincy.
Yo, look, if Nas and Hit Boy didn't come out there
with
and do what they did with KD3, Black Thought's the MC of the year. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. It took Nas making a top 5 rap album in his catalog.
Yeah.
To do that. That's the level Thought's operating on. It's like, no, the greatest MC of all time needed to make one of his best albums to keep Black Thought from being the artist and MC of the year.
All right, Rabbit Vision's gone. So this is what I got, guys. I got Aquamarine at number 1. I got Mike and Quincy at number 2. I got No Gold Teeth at number 3. I got Peppers at number 4. I got Blow for Blow at 5. Diet Coke at 6. Johnny P's Caddy at 7. You know what? No. Cody Blue 31 is at 7.
Yes.
Then I got Stick, Johnny P. Stick, Middle of the Ocean, Johnny P's Caddy.
I think Stick may have to go.
Think so? No, I mean that's 10 right there. I took Rabbit Vision out.
I mean, but was Stick an actual single though? Like was that an actual song that got? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, they got a video and everything. Yeah, Stick's real. Yeah, I mean they were at the festivals going crazy at that shit.
I don't know if Stick's better than Quantum Leap.
Okay.
I don't know that. I'm just looking through like all the albums this year, and I'm thinking about like the songs that got actually like released as actual songs.
What do you think about Rabbit Vision? You think that we did the right thing taking that off?
I was about to ask you, did Rabbit Vision get released?
Yeah, you got a video for it, yeah.
I didn't know. I haven't seen it.
Some good songs, by the way. Shout out to 2022.
Yeah, no, I'm just going through the stuff that's actually.
Yeah, people are saying Stick deserves a spot. Yeah,
what about the Glorious record with Nas and Cormega? That's a single.
No, not against these records.
I'm just going through like everybody on this list and just trying to find something because I want to make sure we don't miss this because the song thing you don't want to miss at all.
No, you don't want to miss songs. I mean, for the people out there, are we missing anything? I know people are gonna say we missing Pusha P, but I don't think it stands up with these songs.
Unfortunately, not.
What we could say though,
it's being used all types of ways right now.
Middle of the Ocean's technically not a single either.
Right. Well, we can slide that off then. That's what I'm saying, because there's enough like actual albums that have like dope ass records that are singles to like, you know what I'm saying?
I think that maybe Rabbit Vision should be on there over Middle of the Ocean.
I'm cool with that. Well, I mean, we got to take Middle of the Ocean off for the same reason we took Legit off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Rabbit Vision's in there. Middle of the Ocean is out.
And we still got Stick and Johnny P's Caddy, so we only need one more.
No, we're good. We're good.
Oh, we're good now?
Yeah, this is what we got.
Read that out.
We got Aquamarine, Mike and Quincy at 2. We got No Gold Teeth at 3. We got Peppers at 4. Blow for Blow at 5. Diet Coke at 6. Cody Blue 31 at 7. Rabbit Vision at 8. Johnny P's Caddy at 9 and Stick at 10. Or however we want to order those, but those are the 10.
I would put Johnny P's Caddy in front of Rabbit Vision, and that would be it.
Okay, we can do that. 36 Chambers with the super chat says, Superheroes, Metro. Thoughts on that? Listen, I'm with that.
It's a little too late.
I'm with that. Superheroes is one of the best songs I heard of 2022.
When did the Metro drop? What day did the Metro drop?
Metro dropped, what was that, about 2 weeks ago? Yo, Future killed that. You know what? This is my
I like Metro Spider better.
Do you? This is my small critique on some of those songs, and the same thing with Walk 'Em Down, 21 Savage on there. I didn't like that they went for a whole beat change so soon. Not just a beat change, but a whole mood change. You can let a song like Superheroes just ride out, man. Don't change anything. Same thing for
If you have a critique,
Down.
how can it be a song of the year? You don't have any. We don't have any critiques for these other songs, so you just kind of took it out the equation.
No, you're right. But I mean, that's what I would say to 36 Chambers. I love the record though.
Metro Spider's better anyway.
Really?
Yeah, I like.
When
Metro
I play the
Spider.
album, I play Superheroes and I play, Walk 'Em Down.
Umbrella.
I play Umbrella, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I just love how 21 sounds over Metro.
I play Superhero, Umbrella, and then Metro Spider. That's where I've been like jumping to. Boom, boom, bam. And then I go to the Gunna record in the 21 record on the back.
Cody Blue 31 is a very dope record, and I think that record should live in the catalog of 2022. Like when we hear that record, we should think of the kind of year that we had. I'm looking forward to our station head that we do on next Friday to kind of wrap up the year, because we could really play these songs in real time. We want everybody to join us. If you haven't downloaded Station Head, download that now. Me and Coop are going to go. Well, actually, we're going to go live here first. And then we're going to take everybody over to Station Head so you can listen to these songs with us. And we'll do the commentary of the best songs of 2022 from there.
I'm trying to work something out, Mike, where maybe, just maybe, we'll get to broadcast live from somewhere to end the year. I'm working on it.
Yo, you remember back in the day when they used to do on radio, they used to do like the top 100 songs of the year or something?
Yeah.
That shit was crazy when you think about it now. Like
they literally spend the whole day. You wake up at 7 a.m. and be like, number 93. It's like, whoa, they started early. It's like, okay.
It's like, damn.
Your whole day goes by, look like you go run a couple errands, you get back, they had 67.
Right.
All right.
It's like, what's going to be I don't know if we're going to do it in a countdown format, but I think we're just going to jam out with some of these songs. And looking at these lists, man, we got some good songs to play.
No, I'm excited for it. I really hope that we can, Mike, I got a couple inroads. We might be broadcasting live from somewhere if they with it, but we'll talk more about it.
Okay.
So could be a good way to end our year and to start off our year with a new business relationship I'm about to work on cultivating real soon. I got some inroads.
That'll be dope. 36 Chambers says, Mike, when are y'all doing this station broadcast? We're going to do it next Friday because New Year's Eve is actually going to be on a Saturday this year, right? So it'll be our Friday show, but we just going to come in here for, 30 minutes and take everybody over for the people who didn't who don't know how to use Station Head or whatever, and then we're just gonna start it from there.
And-
So it'll be kind of
yeah.
like a show, but we just gonna keep the party going or whatever.
And and here's what I think that would really be dope, like by us. It's like I know we two are probably gonna have our top 20 radio format songs that we're gonna play. But I really want to try, and this is gonna be the fun part. I really want to try to find a gem from all of these albums to play to make sure that everybody gets to hear something from their favorite project. Like all of these albums have gems. It's like, well, there's something on the Jeezy that can be played in the Station Head. There's something on the Megan. There's something on the Armani, the Action Bronson, the Billy Woods, even the Lotto, the KRS-One, the Cool G Rap, right?
Yeah.
So that's going to be the fun part, is actually giving everybody their flowers in a year and wrap up who contributed. It's like right now, I'll tell you, it's like I want to hear Cool G Rap's Diesel. That was one of the better rap songs I heard this year.
Yeah. No. I mean, we got a lot of music to play. And I'm looking forward to talking about it and sharing it with people and taking people's requests and all that stuff. So
right. Don't be coming with no whack requests, dumb it down. I'm talking to dumb it down specifically. I do not want to see like 7 Lupe requests for drill music and Zion in the queue. Okay, we will not be playing the entire
Zion's jamming though.
Huh?
Drill music and Zion's jamming though.
No, it is jamming.
Yeah, Lupe came with it this year. We got some really good music. What do you rank 2022 in the 2020s so far? Is it better than last year? I think so.
It feels that way because I feel like KD2 and Magic carried most of last year.
Yeah.
Like, what was the third best album? Isaiah Rashad's The House is Burning?
Yeah, I forgot about that, yeah.
So where would The House is Burning fall on this album? Because I would tell you, like, in this year, it would probably be 6.
Yeah, 6, 7, something like that.
6, 7, something like that, right? Because you don't think it's better than, we know it's not better than our top 4, KD3, SSS, Cheat Codes, No Fear of Time, right?
No.
And I think The Forever Story might be just as well-rounded, and he might be a better lyricist. So
yeah.
So Isaiah Rashad's album would fall probably at least 2 slots if it was this year, and that makes this year better.
I think this year's
Nas
better.
made last year great.
I think that it's a conversation between this year and 2020. 2020 has some heat though.
Yeah. I mean, well, here's the thing about it is like you can literally like, well, there's Pray for Paris and KD3. Well, that's comparable. Look, SSS, Alfredo. We have comps, cheat codes. What's Conway's?
Shit. I know what you're talking. You just threw me off. I was gonna say God Don't Make Mistakes, but that's the current one.
Right.
From a King to a God.
From a King to a God.
I knew God was in there.
So look at that top 3. No, very comparable. And here's the thing about it: the 4th album on our list in 2020 was King's Disease 1. The 4th on this list is No Fear of Time. So it's some comparable conversation going on.
I think No Fear of Time is better than KD1.
Yeah, but here's the problem: I think The Forever Story is better than Busta Rhymes' album, which is what was at number 5.
I think this year might collectively be better than 2020.
There's a chance.
Yeah, and we were ranting and raving about 2020.
Yeah.
This year kind of crept up where it was like it started off kind of slow. And, and this is the thing too, man. 2020 is very significant in the sense where that's the year that the underground took over. But see, 2022 was supposed to be that year where the mainstream were to get it back. And they didn't get it back because all of the mainstream pub and push was on It's Almost Dry, the Future album for a second, Jack Harlow, and Mr. Morale. And many of them fell flat, with the exception of Future and, It's Almost Dry. But I don't think It's Almost Dry went as high as they thought it was going to go.
I already know how this episode's going to go. Don't come at us with no Kendrick slander saying that we're slandering Kendrick. If you do, I'm going to pull these records up on the Station Head so that you can hear how it sounds in relationship to the other great music that got played this year. Like, I'm down to do that, too, since we got the Station Head. Y'all think Kendrick's hit so great? Let's play it next to the best stuff this year. I'll prove to you that it's not a top 20
Let's
album.
do that. We'll have 500, 600 something people in the station head at one time, and we're gonna be in there jamming out to blow for blow. You know what I'm saying? Super kick party, and then y'all want us to play Auntie's Diaries. Is that what y'all want us to do? We'll do it.
No.
We'll do
We're
it.
going to do it so people can hear it. You feel what I'm saying? So that they can understand. And we're just going to randomly pick songs. Matter of fact, all of y'all that are bigging up Kendrick like this, I want y'all to pick the Kendrick songs that y'all want us to play. I'm going to let all of y'all that think that we're... No,
and
listen to this.
N95.
Right, all of y'all that think that we're slandering him, I'm going to let y'all pick the records, and we're going to sit them next to some real rap records, and you're going to get your feelings hurt. But let's do it, since you think you know so much.
Because even if we went N95 and Silent Hill, which I think are stronger songs that could be played on a format like that, if I come through with Metro Spider, a Superhero, or Walk 'Em Down, I mean, damn. Come on. Now I'm looking forward to it.
Do you understand? How about this? This is what I mean. Do you understand how even in 95 is going to sound next to Superheroes? Do you understand how that's going to sound next to Superheroes? It's going to get his ass blowed out the water, and that's the most playable thing on there. And Superheroes didn't even make our top 10 song list. And that's your most playable record. What we talking about?
Well, we're going to see.
You don't want to do it.
You know, I used to do this.
I want to see the same, and I know who y'all are because y'all be hitting me up on Twitter. Y'all be in the YouTube comments. Y'all better be at this station here with your Kendrick tracks in the queue. I'm gonna call you out the same way y'all been calling us on YouTube. Don't catch up. You gonna catch this fade next Friday.
You know what I used to do on road trips, Coop?
Bring your Kendrick records.
We would have these conversations about top MCs or whatever, and niggas would say stuff like, "Man, Eminem's top 5." I'm like, okay, well, sure. Let's we on the road trip. Let's play the Marshall Mathers LP.
Put it on.
Yeah, we put it on. Niggas was skipping through everything on there. But when I put on It's Dark and Hell is Hot, for example, niggas like, oh, that's my shit. Oh, that's my shit. You know what I mean? Like, hey, man. Jay Short with the... So, for the Kendrick people out there, let's play the music. Fuck all the talking. Fuck all the... the constructs and all of the poetry slams and all that stuff. Now we're gonna get to the music. Jay Short with the super chat says, if Pusha T had the best mainstream album, Game had to be kicking himself. It was there with a little bit better editing. They weren't gonna let Game succeed in this one, man.
I agree with that though. I mean, we talked about the only problem with the album is that it just needed to be trimmed.
And he's probably gonna have some songs get played on our station head as well. Because he got some jams on the album.
Hold on, you want to know what I really want to do? And this is for my Cali people. Like when we play the Kendrick record, oh no, we gonna play it next to the Cali niggas, like against Game shit, Ab-Soul shit, YG shit, Vince shit. So you hear what the West sound like, Mount Westmore. You feel me? It's like y'all not about to try me and play these games. I lived in Cali. Y'all know y'all sitting up here faking the funk. Like, I don't even know why we having this conversation. So I've been having this conversation all year. It's very problematic that you all are behaving this way and won't acknowledge that this is some mid. But since you don't, we can play his stuff in between the West Coast artists who none of them even made a top 10 rap album this year, and their shit's going to sound better. Vince shit going to sound so much better next to Kendrick's album, it don't even make no sense.
What's the next album? Good Man, Mad City?
Oh, good Lord. See, you done.
I just took that from somebody in the chat. Shout out to S.B. I don't want to take people's credit.
It's time to go home.
Good man.
I'm already at home. Where am I going to go? It's very problematic.
All right, join us Friday, and then join us next Friday. We're going to get on the station head. Tell a friend to tell a friend, man. We're going to be deep in there next Friday and playing some music so we can ride out this great year of hip-hop into another great year of hip-hop.
We probably need to promote that a little bit too, like really promote it, like get our views up, really get it popping for the station head next Friday.
I'll reach out to the people at Station Head. They seem to communicate really well as well, so they can retweet it and repost it and all those things. But yeah, we'll promote that. It's gonna be fun, and like I said, we're gonna give what people got to understand also is this gives artists a whole bunch of streams too, in addition to us having fun with the music. So. It benefits everybody. I want to make sure we record this one too. So
I want to make sure that we're playing Mr. Morale in the mid-steppers in between Ramona Park and Drillmatic and YG's album that we didn't even talk about and Ab-Soul's album and this Mount Westmore. Y'all not about to play me
Not
Not
the
about to
mid
pull up.
steppers.
People been at me all year about this. No, I'm pulling up on you at the end of the year. How about that?
36 Chambers
All of
says
y'all.
Pusha beating Benny 60 to 40%. Okay, well, Pusha got it.
Push again.
Peace to everybody. We're going to holler at y'all on Friday.